Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to the Garrett Advancing Motion International Drift Cup for 2025. My name is Warren Sear. With me is Jaron Olivecrona, the voice of drift. We are here at Sydney Motorsport Park as part of the World Time Attack Challenge for 2025. It is night 2. Jaron Olivecrona, a big welcome to you once again, and we are looking forward to some hot, heavy, fast and furious action as we close out qualifying tonight and move into the battles.
The celebration hill is going to be just that for one driver overall. We have our pool qualifying unfolding. Last night it began and it ends tonight. What a fantastic 2 days here at Sydney Motorsport Park in New South Wales. A beautiful backdrop for an absolutely exciting weekend. So we saw the go fast grip goodies, and now we are all about the hair flicks and clutch kicks. Both the ladies and the gentlemen are having a good time. Hey there, guys. Hey there, girls. And hey there, drift fans. Thank you so much for having us. Again, Warren Sear, Jaron Olivecrona. What a pleasure to be back here. Thank you to Ian Baker and his whole team. Comes from a very passionate place. Seeing these amazing cars and everything transpire and unfold here. Thank you to Garrett for their support. And again, what a good time. Warren?
Absolutely fantastic time, Jared. We're just pumped. We're so excited. We're bringing what we call the BDE, the Big Digs Energy. Chris Diggles and Matty Cav have been on air doing an absolutely fantastic job, along with Emily, along with J-Mac, etc. And hey, part of our team tonight, TB and Keziah, they're going to be down there in the pits bringing us the BOSCH pit report. And I think they might even be down there and ready to talk to us now.
What's cooking, kids?
We are down here in the pits ready to talk to you, and there is plenty of action starting to get underway. You can hear all the revving in the background. Boys are ready to get out there, ready to get into competition.
Hi guys, thank you for joining us. We've had an absolutely epic day, but this is what it's all about. We want to see tight battles, we want to get points on the board, and then go through to the top 8, and then eventually crown our winner. Hot on the case right now, Matt currently at the top of the board. He's got Bogger O'Grady leading his pool as well. Naoki Nakamura's leading his pool. All the names are here. It's going to be a really good night.
Full confession, I didn't hear half of what you just said just then because there was so much noise. But I want to keep a close eye on Matt Harvey. I don't know if you mentioned him, but he did really well last night, sitting top of his pool as well. Jason Farron, I think you mentioned him as well in his new wagon build. Absolutely killing it. And I'm super excited to see Mad Mike back out there, hopefully.
He's back. He was on track today. They've repaired the car last night and all morning. He has been hands-on that car.
It's been so touch and go.
It's been his pride and joy, but he's not here. He's going out on track, so we're excited to see him back in action.
I think he wants to give it a good solid run before he gets right into the competition, see if it's actually doing what he's hoping it's going to do, because you know, lunchtime today, he was hoping it was ready to go, got into the demos, and then realised that the steering shaft wasn't great. So it's been a lot of work. Even when you said it then, when you were like, Mad Mike, I'm like, wait, has there been another braking moment?
No, we're in. Another story from the pit as well is Brodie Maher, obviously. Completely destroyed the tail shaft yesterday.
Yeah. He drove to Newcastle to get parts.
Called in a favour, had a tail shaft built at 7 a.m. this morning, 2 hours down the road. They got back, they repaired the car. At this stage, they think they're good to go, but anything can happen. He's got a fight against him, but he's up for it, I'm sure of it.
Absolutely, and it's just the huge effort it takes to get here to Sydney Motorsport Park for the International Drift Cup. These guys have come from Tasmania, Western Australia, New Zealand, Japan, all over the place. And we've just got Mad Mike pulling in behind us. This is the Firsty wagon. It looks like it's running. Hopefully he's happy. I can't tell from here, but hopefully there is a happy Mad Mike in there.
Look, with the amount of audio, all I need is thumbs up and smiles.
That is what we're going to do. All right, we're going to head back up to you guys so we can go and find our way around the pits and have a chat to some of these drivers.
Thank you so much, Tony, and you know, nobody's mentioning Saxon. He won last year. You know, I mean, just come on, man. Like, give the kid some credit. What do you think? He had a plate full of lunch, What are your thoughts?
Look, the Sonic the Hedgehog, or the Energizer Bunny rolled into one.
I don't think he even runs on a motor. He just runs off his energy.
It's one Saxon power. It's a Flintstone car.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to take a look at how things are going to unfold here. And this is Pool A, Pool B, Pool C, Pool D. We're in a pool format qualifying. Naoki Nakamura pretty much locked into one of the top 4 spots. Hot on his heels, though, is Fernando Wheel, also on 4 points. Jaron Olivecrona, Alex Jaka, and Warwick Hill with some work to do. In Pool B, Saxon Moyes looking really good with Bogger, who we mentioned earlier. But Matty Hill, Scott Schembury is still right there, ready to pounce. Unfortunately, Masashi Okoi, a little bit too much work for him to do. He won't make the finals later on tonight, but he'll be out there trying to grab a win. Jason Ferrin looking good in the 2JZ Wags. Michael Thorley, Naoki Nakamura, Brodie Maher and Aaron Jewell all still there, ready to look at that second qualifying spot out of Pool C. And Pool D, Matty Harvey, the most dominant driver last night with 6 big points. Nick, Owen, Mad Mike are hot on his heels, and then Sam Tabbouch also still in with a shot. Rob White is 0 from 3, and his day is going to be done after his last battle. So let's take a look at the rundown of the International Drift Cup judge line here at Sydney Motorsport Park.
So taking a look at here, that ridge, I think that's what's really going to come into play. So the judges have requested drivers to stay the right-hand side, the chase vehicle on that left-hand side, and we saw that come into play. That's the ridge we were talking about. The cars get disrupted. If you're offline, you're going to get sucked to the back there, just beyond that outside zone. So again, right lane start, the chase car drops into formation ideally. You can see that initiation point, the point of no return. So the lead car goes and fills that entire outside zone. Who are our 3 judges as well, because they were scrutinizing it, and they're atop the hill. We're down at the bottom, taking a look at all the different angles.
Yeah, there's a guy called Robbie Nishida who's watched 1 or 30,000 battles over the course of his life. So Robbie Nishida, very well-known international judge. Joining him, of course, veteran judge Brendan Dunker out of New Zealand, also with over 20 years experience. And joining us for the 3rd time in a row, Danny Probert, gentleman Danny Probert, the nicest man in the Australian drifting scene. Those 3 are 3 wise men. They have laid down a very fair, a very firm line for the judges, for the drivers to try and maximise their scores. And it's fair to say there were a lot of questions asked, Jared. And the judges sort of said, look, we're going to leave it up to you. We're going to let you guys are all good at what you do. Yeah. We're going to leave it up to you to win it on the track. We've told you what to do, but it's up to you to go out there and do it.
Place the car properly, have good fluidity. Overall, just there's so much room for opportunity and excitement. The wind is kind of static, so the smoke kind of lingers. But speaking of not lingering, the Liberty Walk S15, this vehicle piloted by Habino, has got the Japanese flag, the Australian flag, and this is a true just amalgamation of so much. Iconic with that Sylvia S15, the Liberty Walk box flares. But then, you know what? Let's just change up the motor. Let's put a 4-rotor under the hood of this hot rod.
Yeah, so this is the competition car that they used for FD Japan. They've been just over here experiencing Australian culture, just doing some demo runs, having a little bit of fun. But Habino and Kato-san, we're having a great time on the stage, very much the entertainers, very much living the brand. And we've been hearing that quad rotor scream all weekend, Jared. And we thought they might have just brought over here and kind of gone demo run, demo run, demo run. No. They just brought that thing over here and just sent it straight off the track.
Absolutely thrashing on this S15. And we had Robin Ishida up in the VIP area, like you said, down the Yokohama tire pit. Maybe they'll be spraying some Colette champagne, but Liberty Walk, quite a busy camp over there, doing vehicles with Formula One drivers like Lando Norris. It was like an R31 Skyline or something they kind of built, like more like a Bosuzuku style body kit. Like I said, the box flares, kind of disrupting what I would think of very kind of more fluid lines compared to the box flares that they got on this Liberty Walk S15.
What was the other vehicle you mentioned? I think you called it the F20 because it was a miniature version of the F40.
A Zim Zam or something like that. I know the Drift Games fellas, they won a car show with the debut of it. It's like a tiny little JDM car, but it looks like a little baby F40.
It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but for a Ferrari.
I Shrunk the Rari.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, if you're not familiar with the brand Liberty Walk, you definitely live under a Liberty Rock.
Yeah, you should be, and I would guess that a lot of people are, because we saw so many Liberty Walk t-shirts today, we saw so many Liberty Walk jackets. It was just amazing to see how much of that merchandise moved and how quickly it moved. There might still be some items left, maybe if you're lucky in the online shop, maybe come Monday. but I think you'll have to get in there pretty quick. Certainly those items are very popular at a rapid pace today. And there we see the flags are flying. Hibino-san, put your hands together if you're up on the celebrations hill for Hibino-san, just smoking out the cabin of that car, the traditional Australian hot box, Jared. I've always been fascinated by the fact that the Japanese drivers, generally when they've come here in past, they haven't really been a fan of kind of the burnouts. They do the traditional Japanese rev limiter celebration instead, but Hibino-san seems to have adapted to Aussie culture. He's quite a big fan of the big smoky burn. I don't think he's done. He's still going. He's still got fire
rolling.
left.
Rolling burnout here. The Auto Zam is the vehicle that I was talking about. So the AZ1, they call it the LB40. So if you have not seen this, I know our boy Dave Egan at Drift Games, he debuted this vehicle just last weekend, or sorry, a couple weeks ago, the LB40 at the Gravity Show in UK, and I believe it won Best of Show. So definitely a cool, unique vehicle. All right, so Ben Jenkins, he's saying they're watching over at Hampton Downs right now, getting the potatoes ready for Summer Bash. Oh, dude, have you had his potatoes?
No.
Amazing potatoes. The Jenkins boys, if they can cook anything, it's potatoes.
Potatoes. That's it. Just
big
potatoes.
Just potatoes. It's like, you know, peeled potatoes, smoked potatoes, baked potatoes, you know, boiled potatoes.
To be fair, it took him longer to involve himself in the Livestream chat than I thought it would, but Jenkins boys are always up for a challenge, and he did actually throw down a little shade last night at one and Luke Fink. He was talking a little bit of smack, saying that he reckons this coming season in New Zealand might be his. He reckons he's coming back.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, a little bit of talk out of the Jenkins camp. Of course, Ben is the general manager at Phoenix Radiators over there in New Zealand, and the reason I've just brought that up is because one of the things we saw last night from Naoki Nakamura was a very deliberate strategy, Jared, around minimising the heat soak in that car. Very high horsepower, very hot car that it just reaches very high temperatures. So what you'll see here is Warwick Hill will lead away. Naoki Nakamura will tuck right into the chase and he'll be right on him, but then it'll take him a really long time to come back around, which is, I don't know if it's a little bit off-putting maybe for the guy you're battling with, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. It had some words with Naoki earlier at the Yokohama Tire stage, and he was, you know, I said, were you upset last night? He's like, the car was just overheating right now. So very unfortunate for Naoki. So he's hoping to have a more efficient vehicle, as you said, talking about those Phoenix Radiators, keeping it cool. So here we go, Warwick and Naoki throwing down for this Pool A. So we're trying to whittle it down, get to the Grade 8. We will have a trophy ceremony up atop the hill. Excited for that. And then again, our 324 Ever, the again, talking about Levi Clark, and there's a trophy for, basically, we want to see who has the X factor.
Yeah, so let me just bring you up to speed. If you didn't watch last night, we're in a pool qualifying format, so you get 2 points for a win, you get 1 point for a draw, you get 0 points for a loss. So yeah, 2 points for a win, 1 for a draw, and 0 for a loss. Naoki Nakamura already has 4 points on the board. Warwick Hill is definitely at a bit of a disadvantage at the moment, but we did see some signs of form last night from Warwick Hill towards the end of the day, and he was looking pretty strong as well when he came out and battled Matty earlier on. Both of them had a passenger in the car, and went, I was going to send it.
Yeah,
get
after
demo
it.
session.
Pitter patter, let's get at her. The Celebrations Hill. Yeah, baby. Well, go ahead. You know what? Go ahead, Warren. I got this. You go party.
Yeah.
I know you love to party.
I'm keen to go. Like I can go. No, I'm not walking out there. I'm going to the car, man. I'm going to go to the car and have a sleep. Wake me up when we get to the finals.
You need a walker to get up there, man. Again, you're such an ageist. Can we get this man
I was kindly invited into the aircraft lounge the other day, and somebody's sitting with me, and he goes, one of the boys said, "Well, did that old man bring his wheelchair with him?"
No, they didn't.
Yes, he did. You know. The person who was actually responsible for that, you know how we saw somebody parked terribly on the hill last night? There was that black vehicle?
Yep.
That gentleman. His name is Alistair. Okay. He did an absolutely terrible job parking a Tesla up there on the hill. So I'm calling him out for that publicly for age-shaming me in the Koru Lounge.
And also, bacon potatoes, Holly. Thank you for the potatoes, Holly. We'll see you soon.
Holly probably. Ben would be not much shoot. Oh, what's going on here?
Oh, no. What's going on here? Give him a little wave and go ahead.
Yeah, just getting some race comms there that Warwick Hill has lost boost, so maybe a hose come off there or something like that. Warwick Hill mechanical off the line there. Now, Jared, we're in a slightly different format here. I don't think he's actually going to be able to call a 5 minutes because of the format. So that will put Naoki Nakamura on 6 points. So Naoki Nakamura, I would imagine, would go straight through there because that's it's an off the line. So therefore, it's an incomplete from the lead car. Judge is very specific, and you talked us through that before in terms of you need to go and hit it. You didn't hit it, so you got to quit it.
Yep. All right. Go for it. Let's throw it down to Kazan down in the pits. We're ready.
All right, I have Brodie Maher with me. Now, we didn't see you when you came off track yesterday. You took off. You had a lot of work to do on the car. Talk us through last night.
Last night was an absolute disaster. We didn't get much practice. I brought like a new car. I could have brought my S13, which is dialed in, but I wanted to bring something cool, something a bit different. We had a few teething problems. I broke a tail shaft in that first battle, but we put on a serious hustle. We've all been up since 4 this morning. I'm feeling a little bit tired, but I'm all right when we're in the car. Plenty of Red Bull, but yeah, can you get out there? I think with this pool battle format, I'm not really a chance of getting in the main show, but regardless, I want to have some fun and put on a show for the crowd.
And that's what this is all about. So talking about the mission this morning, 7 o'clock this morning, they started rebuilding part of the car, and then you've driven up to Newcastle, you've picked that up, you left at 4 o'clock this morning to go get it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Oh yeah, I'm incredibly tired, but yeah, big thanks to Herman from PRP and Brad Chera from Race Tech for organising a tail shaft in Sydney. Obviously I'm not from Sydney, so called in a lot of favours. We pulled up a yoke off this, drove up to Newcastle. Newcastle.
You left at 4 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, 4 o'clock this morning. Had to be there before 7. Got it all sorted, and then we had to make an exhaust here in the pits and fix the front of the diff. So yeah, it's been a mission, but look, I just want to have some fun. I'm going to drive with Luke. I think he's in a borrowed car, but I don't know. It's always fun to drive with Luke, so we're going to push pretty hard.
Go out there, have fun. We can't wait to see what you do. We're going to head back to you guys.
Thank you,
so much.
Kazaya.
We're just going to synchronize our talking.
Talking. And here we go. Let's go back to the action. Pool B. We're having a good time here as Greg Bussell tuning in from Georgia. Cora Works homeboy. Here we go. And taking a look at, we are Brendan O'Grady and Yokoi. Yokoi, no shot of making it in but here. But you talked about Booga and Yokoi. Struggle bus 5,000 in that chase position. And again, talking about O'Grady. Oh, what do you got? What's up with the head shake?
I think he's looking real strong now. The head shake was just, I'm baffled by Yokoi. This is very out of sorts for him. We talked about this in terms of he kind of came out on Thursday night. We expected him just to be fast, smooth and consistent like he usually is, but he has just looked a bit out of sorts this weekend. As we take a look at the International Drifting Cup replay here, Yokoi fell a long way back. Bogger O'Grady's got plenty of power, Jared, with 1,300 odd horsepower from that BSC V8. But watch this here. Yokoi just straightens up. There's a big correction. He actually gets out of it. He's just driving up the track. So it's going to be an incomplete chase, and that is it's a pretty hard position to fight your way back from. I mean, he's capable of delivering that run, but as long as Bogger goes with him, then advantage Bogger.
Yeah, Bugger, and you talked about just how dynamic he is. You keep saying Bugger. I just want to say Booger, man. It's in a very kind way.
Yeah.
You know, just he's draining his sinuses, man. He's got a lot of drip. How about that?
Goes with the green.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Slimer.
Yeah.
Like, we saw there's an Echo 1. Tony B was all, he's
very excited about Ecto 1.
Yeah, Tony Bishop was really excited about Ecto 1 more than any other vehicle.
Ectoplasm, like fantasy or fetish or something.
Lightning bolt. He's LARPing out here. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm sure he'll have a rebuttal when he hears.
Yeah, I know. We're having a lot of fun here. It's been such a fantastic weekend. I can't tell you enough how really special this is, Australia, and fans tuning in around the world. Like I said, my man Greg Bussell from Cora Works, he says, I just woke up, I turn on YouTube, and bam, there you are. So I got to give a shout out to a lot of friends tuning in right now, and it is truly about relationships and all the friends tuning in right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're getting a lot of DMs.
Yeah, man. I love just throwing the little shout out out there too. Just saying, let us know where in the world you're watching from too, because this reach of World Time Attack of the International Drifting Cup is truly global, right?
Who do we see out there? We see T out there. If you see a girl with blue hair, T's out there cheering on her man, Luke Fink. I know she's like, I'm going to the top of the hill. I'll be up there. We're down in the box, the glass box of emotion, Warren and I, but this is really cool.
Yeah, how cool is
the hill, the celebration's hill. Getting stacked. How we doing out there, everybody? Make some noise. Come on now. Oh, come on, Oz.
There's one sheep shepherd out there from deep deepest, darkest Australia who's calling his dog back.
Yeah.
That's what the whistle was.
Yeah.
Everybody else is too cold to clap. Now that is...
Yeah, is that Bugger back on the line? Yeah, because
Bugger's
Yokoi's not even pulling up. So he's having major issues here. And again, he's sitting on, what, 0 points, I believe.
Yeah, no,
So Yokoi is officially out, unfortunately.
Yeah. He's...
Okay,
Yokoi is competing for pride at this point in time, but it just seems like that car is out of sorts. It's not playing the game. He's gone back to the pits, and we're in a format that doesn't really allow you to do that. So the officials are probably going to go and have to talk to him and say, hey, you've either got to pull up to the line now, or you're just going to forfeit this battle to Bogger, and in which case that's going to put Brendan O'Grady on 6 points, and that's pretty much going to lock him. Yeah, pretty much going to lock him into the 8 with 6 points, and then it's going to come down to, can Saxon Moyes win his next battle, or will Matty Hill leap over him? So it is Matty Hill, Saxon Moyes head-to-head effectively for that second final spot then, if that's how the results fall at the moment. That's a big battle. They were in VIP bantering with each other backwards and forwards. And the little ball of energy and the reserved, cool, calm veteran, Mr. Hill, just kind of went, you're done.
Whatever, bud.
You're done.
You little ankle biter.
Yeah. Who are you?
You little baby boy.
Who are you, young fella?
Yeah, but Saxon, he got it done last year. So, and Yokoi was talking a lot of smack too, and respect where respect is due. But Saxon, he does have a lot of respect for the sport and his fellow competitors. But we are hearing that Yokoi is back in the pits. You could see, looks like Mad Mike and Firsty the wagon there chilling. And the S13, that's, I believe, Mike will be going against. Who is that? What are we looking at? Sam Tabbouch?
Yeah, Sam Tabbouch.
Yep. Tabbouch. And I've seen the V12, RC Lexus. And hush has fallen over the crowd, Warren.
All right, so official word over race radio. Yokoi has a mechanical. He is withdrawn. Bogger gets the points, and Bogger is going to lock himself into the 8. So the BSC team. I feel like Christina will be spinning 360s right now, right, Christina Lidhawkers? What a character she is. She runs the social media for Bogger. I'm sure she's going to be jumping straight online there. And Bogger just doing a bit of a coronation run here, just getting a little bit more track data. And, well, that's one way to do it. Just overcook it. Doesn't matter. He's already got the win. He's got the points in the bank. So he can go away now and start thinking about his top 8 strategies. So we have now Brendan O'Grady locked in, and we have Matt Harvey locked in so far into our top 8. Again, we are in a pool qualifying format. If you're new to this, there are no one more times. You either win, you draw, or you lose, and we move on. So each driver faces each other combatant in their pool once over the course of 2 nights. Then we find a top 8, and we go to the traditional grade 8. One more time comes back into play. We go 8, 4, and then we find a champion, and Jared Deander will basically utter those famous words as we take a look at Aaron Dewar, DPE Team Dewar's Performance Engines up against Michael Thorley. Now this is an important battle too, Jared, because this is a battle where these two guys are both still in with a shot of making the top 8 tonight, and Aaron Dewar has that RB just singing out front, and he has gapped Thorley. He is gone.
Well done. Good execution there by Dewar. Michael Thorley chasing him down. We will see. It's going to come down to the second run here. I think there's definitely some room for refinement. Dewar out front, catching that FPV. So working his way right to left. Dropping in very shallow is Thorley. Gets into formation, has to drop back. Now going up to the outside zone. You can see how the cars get disrupted. They navigate that pretty properly. Now coming back down the hill, you can see Thorley catches some grip, goes on the inside line while Dewar takes that wider, good, more fluid line. And that, I believe, you know, again, don't want to put anything in the judge's mind. Don't know if they could exactly hear us perfectly clear, but I believe Dewar had just a good or strong lead run.
Yes, Aaron Dewar just finding some form now, getting settled in. He did say that this car suits his driving style with a screaming RB hitting 9.5, 10,000 RPM. Michael Thorley in the chase position, a couple of waivers, just didn't really get it locked in there. Didn't put the car where he wanted it to. From there, he was just playing catch up. So I would say advantage to Dewar at this point in time, but Michael Thorley still has plenty of opportunity to fight his way through. Both of these drivers, as I mentioned earlier, are still in with a shot. They do have points available to them, and they are still potentially able to make it through to the top 8. Thorley on 3 at the moment, and Aaron Dewar on 2.
You gotta love it. Low Standard Jay, he says he's watching drifting from the truck, tuning in. He's here on site watching drifting, He's like at a drive-in movie theater right now. Low standard J, always building some really rad cars. Glad he came out here.
Isn't he meant to be in the demo?
He just does what he wants,
Yeah,
man.
he does. He's
got a lower standard than most. Or Aaron Dewar now and Michael Thorley. So Thorley now out front. And now initiating back up the hill. Look at that angle there from Thorley. Now coming on through. So, man, this is tit for tat. Really delivering that NZ 180. Good execution. And I'll tell you what, with a slower speed and a slower pace, that allowed Dewar to get to the side of him, but some good driving there out front.
That's the run from Thorley that he's been wanting to deliver all week, and he's sort of been talking about he's just been a little bit out of sorts. It just, the car hasn't quite done what he's wanted it to do. He was rushing to get it in the container to get it across here. He had a failure at a sponsor day earlier in the year, but here we go. There's Michael Thorley down to the out to the outside there. Creates a little bit of distance. He got that angle as Jared referenced earlier. Now, Aaron Dewar really flat through there, Jared, not carrying a lot of angle. And then again, he straightened up in the chase position. There was a big correction. We didn't pick that up from the earlier shot just because of the angle we were showed. So there'll be a deduction there for Dewar. Now, that's going to be interesting there. That one potentially could be one of those ones that we might see that draw type scenario. Taking a look at the replay again here. So Thorley, we're looking down the barrel this time, so it is important that we point out too, for the benefit of the audience tuned on the live stream, Jaron and I calling to the camera shots. We're watching exactly what you're watching. The judges basically have explained that they look down the track for the initiation. They look at the track and then they switch views. So they're looking at both real time to the naked eye and looking at camera footage as well. So they do have a slightly different perspective to what we do here in the commentary box. And it is important to note that because we have seen one or two calls over the years that have been potentially contentious from a live stream only point of view. But if you actually were here on site, it would look quite different. Now, how good is this? Mad Mike, Shady's back again.
And we are hearing that was a draw. So mistakes on either side there from Thorley and Dewar. So I was going to say that Thorley's speed might have impeded on Dewar's line, hence the straightening there. As we move on to our next battle, round 4, Pool D. This is Tabbouch and Mad Mike. Tabbouch will lead in that Skyline, and Mad Mike Widett in his Mazda wagon, back for action. Here we go. So Tabbouch goes into that outside zone, drops into formation. Mad Mike comes out of smoke, a little bit of a tighter line, so he looks like he works out the kinks. Now coming down into that grade, and back down the hill goes Tabbouch, and Mad Mike throwing some angle at it, and it comes undone. Unfortunately for Mad Mike Widett, maybe pushed a little bit too hard. Didn't seem like Tabbouch did something too violent to impede on Mad Mike, but again, you gotta consider, get the car back up here. A lot of metal parts, a lot of broken suspension, radiator, oil cooler, all the critical parts out front.
Yeah, it was basically a front-end rebuild overnight, right? Like the guys got kicked off site at 12 p.m. last night. They were back here first thing this morning. Now, what I am looking at, Jared, there in the lead position is Sam Tabbouch is wavering around. He's actually got out of it, straightened up and then corrected again. So I wonder if that's caused Mike to close up onto the back of Sam, and then that's what's contributed maybe to that spin there. So we'll have a look at the replay again. Have a look at this out there in live stream land and tell me what you think here. From here, there's not really a lot you can see, but it's really on that last corner there where Mad Mike gets turned around. You will see that Sam Tabbouch flattens out through here, not carrying a lot of angle. He's almost straight there. Mad Mike comes back onto him. Now watch this. There's a steering wheel. It's hard to see from there, but that's why Mike caught up onto the back of him.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what brought Mike back into proximity.
Yeah, Tabbouch was definitely offline. I think Mike needed to dial it back a little bit and could have just salvaged that and just kept it together. You know, again, here we are atop the hill with that naked eye. That was right in front of the judges' stand. They are right in the middle. So, all right, we'll see. Mad Mike does get the clean air now as Andrew Walker and the local homies are cheering him on. Here comes Mike ripping back. Like you said, just that suspension, those you could see now that he took off that front bumper, big chrome bumper, is all banged up. This is OG car. This is a vehicle, you know, Mad Bull plays a special role for him, but this vehicle in particular, this is literally the vehicle that he grew up with, sold it to get the car, get the FDRX7 that took him to his notoriety. Now he's got a fleet at the Mad Lab. Here we go, Mad Mike Widett now out front of that RX3 wagon. Gains a lot of ground on Sam Tabbouch, using all of it, and there he goes, backs it in, goes off. Tabbouch, he's in another solar system. Holy cow, that thing is off to go ahead and cue the music. As Tabbouch is stranded out there on the island.
I just stopped talking because I just thought we were going to see that that's a steel car, right? Like,
Yeah.
This is what I think. This is what's amazed everyone is that Firsty is still a steel car. We
Absolutely.
expect competition cars generally to be a combination of fiberglass and carbon, etc. But that was definitely a moment of silence there as I watched that just go wrong for Mad Mike there. We know that he's had some steering dramas. It just looked like it just didn't. It didn't do what he wanted to do. Mike is certainly a more than capable driver, and that was definitely not what Sam Tabbouch expected to have happen. So evasive action for him, exit stage left, and up onto the grass, and hopefully he was okay. But yeah, just turned it, and it just didn't come back.
I know Tony, Mike's wife, is watching at home. Lincoln has his ball, and Mike, this is basically, you know, Lincoln's last time he could be at a ball. So shout out to the Widette family. Mike, you know, what can't be two places at once. So I know Mike is sending his love back to his family at home. Lincoln, Jet, and Tony, and again, most notably, Lincoln. Have a great time tonight, buddy. Saw him in a lowrider. See that all hit switches?
Yeah, a little 6 tray, courtesy of Gammon Tupaya, Cupid.
Straight out of, what is it?
Yeah, Low Key Car Club, Gammon Tupaya. Shout out to Gam and the team. Gam is certainly an advocate for lowrider culture in New Zealand.
Pretty game. As Tabbouch makes his way, finally navigating some plants and some foliage. And all right, so we will take a short break. Don't go anywhere. More action when we continue the International Drifting Cup World Time Attack, brought to you by Garrett Advancing Motion.
Welcome to Sydney. Upbeat. Downbeat. Feel its heartbeat. Open spaces. Open arms. A place to feel alive. To feel free. Come feel it all. And feel new.
For over 120 years, BOSCH Motorsport has fueled racing legends. Some things never change. Every detail, at every moment, optimized. When quality and performance is demanded, choose BOSCH Motorsport fuel pumps.
Yokohama.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Garrett Advancing Motion International Drift Cup. It is Jaron Olivecrona on track up against Alex, the Sharker. The Shark was looking pretty smooth yesterday, but Jaron Olivecrona also looking, Jaron, too close to the cone, man. Come on, dude. All right, let's hear that V12 singing.
Yeah, absolutely love this car. Great looking car. And the Shark goes a little wide here. Jaron tries to bring it out to that outside zone. Gets within a couple meters there as the Shark now drops into formation. You can see him coming back down the hill. Definitely has good proximity there. Jaron, both these guys having mistakes on either side.
Yeah, Shark just seemed like he was struggling as well with the speed being delivered in the lead run. Like, I think he was finding it really hard because we know that Barra Power motor He said it's not the race motor, right?
No.
But it's still a pretty solid motor. It's still 700 odd horse. So we watched the initiation here on the replay from Jaron Olivecrona. Now, he should have been a lot wider on the track, and we've seen that pretty consistently from Jaron. And then again, he's washed out of that inside clip. It's just sort of a mid run from Jaron, and he's just not carrying this. Yeah, mid run, like people been calling the lady on with the good jeans. Mid. Yeah, mid.
Yeah, that and where that outside zone is at. Watch Jaron and Shaka here in that chase position. So using on the course, but watch Jaron because it goes off camber. So watch this. So you go where that line's at. The cars get really disrupted, and then once they're re-entering, so they come back downhill. You can hit it really smoothly, and sometimes it just really disrupts the car.
Yeah, we'll get a look at Matt Harvey in a couple of battles, and you watch how fast he just accelerates out of that
Not even a factor.
And just, yeah, it just grips him and it goes up the hill. Matty Harvey, Saxon Moyes, two great exponents of it. All right, Keziah down in the pits with a Bosch pit report.
Thank you, guys. Well, I have Nick, Owen and Sarah Holland all the way from Western Australia here. Nick's about to head out very shortly up against Mad Mike. But it's been really awesome to have Sarah here at World Time Attack Challenge and the International Drift Cup doing the demos for the Yeah the Girls section. Thank you so much for being part of this. What has it meant for you?
It's been super awesome to be here with the Yeah the Girls team. Just to be driving on this kind of stage with a group of girls with such a varied level of skills and cars. It's just, yeah, it's such an amazing experience.
It's awesome to have you here because I first met you in Perth last year when I saw you drift, and you took me for a ride, and you're really good at it. You're one of the best out here.
I wouldn't go that far, but thank you.
I think you're pretty good. I'm going to put it out there to the boys that you should be competing next year. So we're just going to float it out there. I'm going to go to Nick, though. Nick, you're up against Mad Mike next. It's a tough competition up against him, but how are you feeling?
Yeah, we're feeling pretty confident. I guess we'll just play it by ear. It's just awesome to be here and experience this whole thing, especially coming all the way from WA. We don't have anything like that over there. So yeah, we're just going to try our best and hope we make it.
And obviously being able to do this with Sarah, share a garage here, it's such a big event. What has that meant for you guys?
It's awesome, but obviously the cost is double and everything else is double. So it's going to take a bit to financially recover, but we had a whole lot of sponsors and partners and every generous people that helped us out.
I think Sarah's just saying you've got to work for another year now to pay off this bill before you can go on any holiday. So good luck tonight. Back to you guys.
All right, they're twisting the screws, man. Let them cook. Well, I'll tell you what. So as Shaka goes through the course, we have heard that Jaron has had to retire. He had technical issues, so unfortunately, he has had to pull out of competition.
Yeah, and that'll be the last we see of Jaron Olivecrona. So that is his International Drifting Cup campaign done for 2025. Thank you so much to Kester, Jaron and the family for being over here and once again representing the Parts Trader brand, and a shout out to the Hartley Race Engines team as well, who were down there in the pits displaying that beautiful billet V12. There are a total of 3 stock parts on that car still remaining, and that is available to actually purchase if you wanted to. I don't imagine that you would get much change out of a small house deposit, but if you want an NA V12 or a twin turbo V12,
love it.
Hey, let's throw it out. Let's go quad turbo V12. I reckon that'd be pretty sick. Speaking of pretty sick, Naoki Nakamura against it is Benny Maher for 311 Motorsport. Jaron calls him on.
Yeah, what's going on? Because is Fernando
out? Will be out. So Fernando was trying to make the one good part out of the 3 good parts, right? So,
yep. Look at Naoki. Yes, sir. Again, if you don't know the name Naoki, go ahead and look him up. He is definitely styles for miles. He's got a good, big personality, kind of short in stature, but like I said, he's got the big guns. I don't know how he got through security and the Team Burst vehicle. Just iconically known in the drifting world. You know, Final Bout just went down the other day, and Naoki's kind of like almost their spirit animal.
Yeah, he smashed into Mike too at Dory-Door. It was Naoki who bent the rear of Mike's car. Now, did he clip a cone then or not?
I don't know, but he definitely flirted with it. I like the placement. He's driving a little bit differently than he is last night. Maybe caught a little bit of grip, maybe a little bit of slip. Everybody seems to be hitting that cone there, but Naoki, you can see the stance of that car. The Volino tires are gripping up. You see that just working the edge, the yellow just blending in to that outside line. Snappy transition there from the chase car, and Naoki, like I said, getting all the way out there to that skid pad, exceeding the course's edge.
Yeah, a couple of drivers did want to point out that Naoki is the only driver with the 285 Valeno in the field, so it is potentially an advantage. It's a well-known good performance tyre, so Naoki is here this weekend courtesy of Valeno Australia, combined with N-Style. So representing them, of course, he hails from the Nara prefecture and synonymous with the Mahan Sportsland, where he honed his craft. Jared, have you ever been up there to do like a drift school or anything? You're more of a talker than a driver, like me.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'll stay in my lane. I would love to drive, just, you know, my priority land's here, and absolutely love it. But this is my office, baby.
Yeah, I've seen your other office on four wheels, though. That big old Tundra that you got there.
Big old truck.
They're the truck, man, with some
2015 Toyota Tundra. Got some wide body, advanced fiberglass fenders, some King shocks, some 37s, bead locks.
You got some Posty playing in there, maybe some
Post
Chris
Malone,
Stapleton.
ripping.
Chris Stapleton.
Both of them.
Both of them.
The collab song, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe Swag 2 by Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I live.
A little bit of baby.
Steely Dan.
A little bit of throwback every now and then.
Yep.
All right, Brodie Maher will have the lead this time as he leaves the line of the Ellis powered Silvia 4-car team. For him, he's got both cars down in the pits, and Naoki Nakamura tucks back into form.
Bang, yes sir, bang bang. Naoki gang going through, and look at that. So just over the hip and through the woods, Naoki chasing down Mr. Ben Maher. No problem for him. That is absolutely dominant performance there from Naoki. What do you think?
Naoki's at the McDonald's drive-thru. I'll have 3 hamburgers, a
25 burgers, 25 fries.
Bring them now. Bring them now, sir. I'm at the window. I would like to pay by FPOS. Can I collect to the next window? Naoki Nakamura doing
got that joke?
Things. It went a little bit over my head.
35 burgers, 35 fries.
I was going to, hello?
All right.
And then, what's the other one? And then?
No,
and then.
No, and then.
And then.
Make sure you wear your SPF 50. You look great.
I am a little bit ginger every now and then, like my mate Glenn McNamara, who has tuned in and asked for a shout out. So hello, Glenn. Also hello to Aaron Mai, who you've come across a couple of times, Jared, in your travels to Japan. Aaron Mai, Speed Hunters photographer. If we take a look at the action replay again. Brodie Maher leads away, but Naoki Nakamura just all over him like a rash.
Not an inch there. Look at Naoki tuck in, tip to tail, lets him go pass on by, but then the placement here is what I really like there. That is patience, and that shows you seniority here. Just Naoki, put some respect on it. Naoki Nakamura getting it done. I believe that's gonna lock him in, right? I mean, he already has 6 points going in, or 4 points.
Yeah, so that will lock Naoki in, but it's going to make that Pool A really interesting because Jaron Olivecrona and Fernando Ben Maher both had 4 points. So we're potentially going to tie break now, depending on what happens with Alex Shaka and Warren.
Well, here's the other scenario is, you know, with Fernando not really being in, it's more of Ben Maher being in. Because it's like, again, this format, a little confusing here. You tap somebody in, throw them in there on your behalf. But again, Fernando's been out for quite a few battles. Ben Maher, I mean, he's been driving more than anybody here in this pool format. As we advance on, we are seeing next up on the line, we got Saxon Moyes and Matty Hill.
Yeah,
this is one to watch here because Saxon won last year. Matty Hill, brand new car, the debut of the 2J Mark V Supra, great looking car, but even though it looks great, is it up to snuff?
I don't know, but I feel like it'll be a very entertaining post-battle interview too, because I hosted them both in VIP, and they were kind of bantering backwards and forwards. So once the result locks in, I reckon the Bosch Pit Report could be quite entertaining with both of those two in close proximity to each other. But then again, they'll also be focused on getting on with the job because Saxon Moyes already has 4 points, so he's potentially on for the 8. Matty Hill, if he can get a win here, he'll jump to 5 points, so he'll jump over Saxon Moyes. That will pretty much lock him into the 8. Ooh. So there's a lot on the line here in this battle. So Saxon by no means done if he loses. Matty Hill will have a bit of an uphill battle if he does potentially not get the victory here. We know that Matty Hill's had some electrical gremlins today. They've been having some voltage issues, which have been causing some potential challenges with sensors here as they rocket on up the hill. Jared Deander comes back on in, calls the X6 versus the Generation 5.
Yeah, gotta love it. Saxon Moyes showing you why he won last year. Matty Hill in the debut of the new car. Has he worked it all out? Does he need more seat time? Because Saxon Moyes is just, there it is. Matty Hill shuts her down. That is a big correction there. Saxon finishes out the rest of the run with some panache, and you can see the hazards are on for Matty Hill. Matty going downhill, run up the hill. Running up the hill, Really? Right? Big screen, these guys.
What was it? No, I'm not allowed to watch it. Remember, I'm not allowed any scary.
You're right. I know.
Yes,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, you pee a little bit.
Yes, you know these things. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, Warren. Didn't mean to out you like that, but no Stranger Things for Warren.
No Stranger Things. No scary movies.
So, yep, shutting it down after that big outside zone. And there it is. But again, Matty Hill, great looking car, spares bucks. And we are hearing that Derek is replacing Yokoi. We got some updates here as far as some replacements and tapping them in.
Yeah, all right. We're going down to Tony B in the pits.
Hey guys, thank you so much. I'm here with Sam Tabbouch. Mate, you've had a weekend. Talk us through some of the challenges, huh?
Well, it wouldn't be World Time Attack if we don't have these issues, hey? So, yeah, look, we started off, we've been out of the driver's seat for a while, but, yeah, a bit of a rough start to the weekend. Yeah, we had a bit of contact with Rob White earlier on, and we got the car together, the team come through, and we set it all up. We went out for a couple of laps, and we were feeling good, so what a privilege to go up against Mad Mike, honestly. Lining up next to him on the start line, it was just a dream come true for most, I bet. But, yeah, I think we had a good run with Mike, but we left the circuit in the second run. But we come out in one piece, both of us, we're both safe. He come over and said hello, and, mate, it's been an amazing weekend either way. We love it. We love being here. Best show in the country, no doubt.
Look, I held my breath while I was watching the live stream. Mike's over-rotated, gone off the track, and you're just following him in full commitment. You got to win it or bin it almost at this event.
It is. You got to have faith in the guy in front of you, and you got to follow him. And as I say, when I drive at 110%, no doubt, and I'm just glad we come out of it okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the car is in one piece. The Highflex R34 is looking good. Look, whether we can keep you battling tonight, I don't know, but I tell you what, we'll keep an eye on the scoreboard. And look, if you can just take anything away, like you said, what a great experience to battle Mad Mike.
No, that's it. And thank you for having us. Thank you to all the viewers home and here at the track. Yeah, and thank you to all the supporters and the teams and the guys that back us. It's a huge operation, and we can't do it without everyone and the backing. So, yeah, thanks again. Thank you, T.
Awesome stuff. Well said. And let's get back to some battles.
All right, thanks so much, Tony Bishop down there in the pits. Now, we are getting word that Matty Hill has forfeited that battle, and we are being told also that Masashi Yokoi has withdrawn. So Derek Newsom will be subbing in, and he will be taking the next battle up against Scott Shembry in the Team DPE V8. So Matty Hill pulls out, and that hands the win to Saxon Moyes, and that locks him into the top 8 as well. So, Jared, a lot of the names that we picked last night, before we even got into this thing, right, have come through. Yep. Saxon Moyes, Matty Harvey, Brendan O'Grady, Jason Ferrin right on the cusp there. You picked him in the resplendent yellow, Blue Jay-Z Wags.
Yep, I'm still waiting for Harvey. I called it last night. I think Matt Harvey, if his car is running up to snuff the way he was driving, really strong.
It's like Matt Harvey Spector. I just win.
I just win. I just win in a world where one Harvey will battle everybody else. Round 5, Pool B, advancing on. What do we have here on the start?
So this next battle here will be Derek Awesome, up against Scott Shembry for Team DPE. Both of these guys looking for a first success here at the International Drift Cup. So a little bit of a battle of pride, shall we say. Scott Shembry dug some massive trenches out on pretty much every corner last night. Had a rough old night. Shembry, I gave him plenty of stick over the live stream, and he deserved each and every word I said.
Jeez, tell me, that is personal.
Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. I spoke to him earlier, I shook his hand, and he said, you did a good job, and I'm giving it back to you next time I'm on the mic. So,
yeah.
Scott Shembry, one of the real characters here, multi-time Australian champion. The man can drive. The car's just not doing what he wants, and he's fighting it, but it's a tribute to his abilities that he's even getting the performance out of it that he's able to.
I'm still waiting for the grill to get fired up here, as again, that is obviously not Yokoi. We're talking about Derek Newsom coming up the hill, the Irish flag on the roof, obviously the country of his origin, and look at that, even deeper into that outside zone. Talking about again, Shembry in that chase position, comes a little unwound there, but Derek Awesome out front gives him the opportunity.
There we go for Shembry. That's the run that he wanted to stick together. It didn't pop up the track like it did yesterday. He's unloading and doing all sorts of weird stuff, but this time Shembry seems to have the car dialed in now, starting to make work of those Promosa tyres. A little bit further back than maybe we thought he would be there at the start, but there is a 300 horsepower difference between the two cars. So Derek Newsom's about 570 with a little giggle bottle in there. The DPE motor somewhere north of 800 horsepower. You see the big air cleaner at the back. A little bit of wavering in the chase position from Schembri, but overall a pretty tidy run considering what we've seen from him this weekend. Again, taking a look at the replay for, I think this is definitely the best accent we heard over the pitch last night.
Yeah.
Needed a translator a little bit.
Yeah, just with the Irish, speaking really quick and just like his driving, little bit of violence, a little bit of refinement, and all a good time.
There was just a little jump, a little loss of angle there from Schembri. That was what you were talking about earlier, that ledge that unsettles the cars, right? So you either just blaze over it fully sideways and stay committed, or if you come off a little bit early, it's a bit like when you're a kid and you do a little jump with your RC car and it just makes it bounce around, and then hopefully the front shocks or whatever don't break and pogo you all over the track. So Schembri now will have the opportunity to lead. If he hangs it together, I think, like he did on that last run and the car behaves, I think Scott Schembri potentially gets himself 2 points here. He will come off the line very shortly, but this has been a tough old night of attrition, Jared.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of cars drop out already. We've had Yokoi go, we've had Jaron Olivecrona go, we've had Matty Hill, mechanical as well. So Schembri just knocks over a cone there as we head into battle.
Schembri initiates across the nose of Mr. Awesome. Now coming up the hill, you can see, and this is what I anticipated. A little bit fast. Ooh, comes out. Both of them come out a little undone. Schembri shallow into that outside zone. That does throw off, as we talk about Derek Newsom from Ireland in that chase position. So both these guys having mistakes on either side. I did not expect Schembri to be that short and that shallow into that big outside zone too.
So we'll take a look at the replay here, and I think the question that's going to be asked is Derek Newsom close enough in the chase position there that what happened with Scott Schembri has impacted on his ability to chase here, because the judges were pretty specific in terms of delivering that chaseable lead. So yeah, Derek is there or thereabouts, right? So Schembri has the issue here and then goes straight. So is Derek impacted by that, Jared?
I don't think he's impacted at all. I think Derek actually was way back there quite a bit, and I think
Schembri's...
Yeah, Schembri up front was just running his own game, and it was just unfortunately lackluster. Did not get to the outside zone, and I think Derek got a little bit of a break here because Schembri up front had quite a few mistakes. Watch this transition, goes up the hill, touches dirt, straightens out, and Derek, as you call him, Derek Awesome, in that chase position. Schembri, watch this, when he goes to this latter portion of the track, he gets involved in the dirt, goes across the finish line, so he definitely had some issues out front.
2 wheels off, or was it 3?
I think just a couple. I mean, but that's going to be a major deficit.
Yeah, and he did hit the cone as well when he left the line, so there's deductions there. So maybe Derek Newsom gets a couple of points here at the International Drifting Cup. We'll wait for the results to come through. We don't have too many more battles to go. This is one of the interesting factors that we have in play here. Luke Fink has changed cars from last night. So last night we saw him in the all-new Z, as you pointed out to me, Jared. It wasn't a 350, it was the all-new Z, and now he's behind the wheel of a S14, leading off against Brodie Maher.
Yeah, he said he was having some clutch issues last night. So as you doted on him last night, this man can drive so many cars. I inquired about it. I said, man, Warner's really bigging you up. And his D1 NZ championship, he could drive anything with a steering wheel and 4 wheels. And again, here it is again, Brodie Maher back there quite a bit. Want to take a look at that again, and I'm sure the judges will request it, because on initiation, Luke didn't exactly get where it needed to be. We will see.
You did mention his wife Tiana earlier as well. I'm pretty sure she'll be up on Celebrations Hill with the Fink & Co merchandise up there. So if you're up on Celebrations Hill, we know that there are quite a few merchandise stands up there. So if you want to grab some merchandise, then support your favourite driver. Grab a Keep It Reet, grab a Fink & Co, grab a Jay Ducalos. Although Jay was down in his truck, wasn't he, watching? Maybe he's got people who do that for him. All right, going down to Kazai with the BOSCH Pit Report.
Thank you, guys. Well, I have the Girls crew. So I've got Sarah, Jess, Mercury, Kim, Drift Cat, Caroline, and Miji Kang, who is doing double duty. So she's just come up here to the Drift Pits to get ready for her second duties tonight, which is getting out with the girls. Have to just give her a little bit of pump up, because this year she broke her own record in the World Time Attack, and now she gets to have fun. So well done. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
But I do want to ask these girls, this is the first time we have had the the Girls section as part of the drifting in the International Drift Cup. Caroline, what does this mean for everyone?
Well, first of all, we are making history rather here, being the first ever the Girls drift demo. All the women here are sensational. We've had the best weekend. And also a big thanks to the boys too. They've been a massive help for us over the weekend as well. But the girls.
Yes, the girls. And this is such a huge milestone for the women and women in motorsport. But I just need a show of hands. I mean, if you guys could compete here at the International Drift Cup next year, who's going to be here? All right. I'm going to let these girls get ready to do some demos very shortly. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Keziah Dawn down there in the pits, doing a great job. Brodie Maher was released and Luke Fink was in the chase position there. You watched the battle on the split screen there, but those girls certainly have done themselves proud, as have both drivers there. Two guys who know each other well, having competed on New Zealand soil over the most recent season. Let's take a look at the International Drift Cup replay here. Brodie Maher in Toretto. Now has that thing humming there, Luke Fink, exactly where we thought he would be, tucked right into the pocket there, nice and close on the chase, putting the pressure on to Brodie Maher. And there's a bit of a waiver there from Fink in the chase position. Brodie Maher doing a nice job out front there. Luke Fink has to sacrifice the line, chop back to the inside, tried to gather up that proximity there, but just couldn't quite get there. But it'll be interesting to see how the judges call this one, because there wasn't a lot separating them the first time around either, Jared. How good are those the girls demos, though?
A lot of fun. It just shows you the progression of, the cars show no gender, just whatever the car is. Obviously, the pink, the ladies tend to have more of a pink style livery, but it was kind of JDM. It's got that steez, but that's what I really like, is just a lot of, husbands and wives, girlfriends and dudes and all that, but look, the cars show no gender, so doesn't matter.
Helmet on, brain off regardless.
There we go. I like that.
Or in my case, headset on, brain off. we are having a little bit of fun here in the booth tonight, because Jaron and I have been
little punch drunk, just
been having some fun on the live stages and doing crosses and doing a whole lot of stuff over the past couple of days. The World Time Attack, the International Drifting Cup, is a party. We hope you guys are having a great time up there on the Celebrations Drift Hill. We hope you're enjoying yourselves out there in Livestream land. We are almost through the qualifying portion of battles. We have 3 to go. Then we're into the Great 8, Jared. We'll go 8-4-2, and then we will crown a champion. And you'll utter those favourite words and
send it. That's right. All right, coming down the hill, or going up the hill, excuse me. Who's this? We got
Michael Thorley and Jason Farron to keep it reek.
All right, Jason Farron, I'm loving that wagon. That's a vehicle we never got in the States, so I'm definitely a sucker for that. As Thorley gets out, good angle from him and that S chassis. And you can see Jason Farron get into formation, almost throws it into the side. Thorley comes unwound, and Farron threw some more angle at it, but they come out unscathed.
I know you talked about it earlier, right? And you said it was the chase driver's responsibility to manage this, but I know one of the things a lot of these drivers are talking about is there is a real big speed differential between a lot of these cars here, and it's amplified by this pool format, because you're kind of getting a lot more of those battles that you would traditionally probably see in round 1 of a battle tree, where you might have a 1 versus a 32 or a 2 versus 31, right? This is magnified because you're probably seeing 2 or sometimes almost close to 3 of those early round battles, and it is proving to be a real mental challenge for these guys to balance it out in driving style. Michael Thorley's done a great job representing Valvoline, representing NZ, representing GT Radial, and of course making his 2 little girls, Lily and Lou, back home tuned in, making them real proud, along with their mum, Kim, the drift mum, who we just saw on the screen. Michael Thorley not really doing anything too wrong out there in the chase, in the lead position. It just doesn't have the speed. It's
just a little balance, a little unbalanced there, and you can see Farron, this new 2JZ, prepared. Talking about the Skyline wagon. A couple more battles after this. I anticipate Jason Farron kind of ripping away here from Thorley. Is that kind of what you're implying?
Yeah, it's fast, isn't it? And we talked about last night the 6466 turbo on the 2JZ. Jason said it's so responsive they didn't even need to plumb up the NOS.
Really?
And when you've got that plus, he's
made
a liar of me. Jason.
Shut your mouth. There we go.
So I wonder if that's a response to having seen the speed out of Harvey and out of Saxon last night.
Absolutely.
Jason going, okay.
Why would you not use that weapon?
I'm going to need something a little bit more when I get to the 8. Maybe I don't need it early in the, but that's obviously signifying intention there. I think there's a little bit of a mind game there from Mr. Fearon.
He's just monotone. He's got a mono mood, but he's a very, very cool character, that Jason Fearon here. But I'm expecting a very fast initiation, and Michael Thorley will try to chase him down, but I really think that that Fearon could leave him in the dust. As taking a look, and Mr. Tony Bishop, what's going on, man?
G'day guys, thank you again. I'm here with Luke Fink in another car that he's driving this weekend. Mate, you've been up against it, I tell you what. What's happened with the #1 car, and why are you in this one? What happened?
So the Flux car, unfortunately, we've got a Magnuson supercharger on it, which is a good thing, but too much power for the clutch. And with the conversion plate it has, we couldn't fit a bigger clutch, so we put another one of the same clutches in. Unfortunately, that failed again. We limped it through battles last night, and then I had a buddy lend me a left-hand drive S14 tonight to go out in and have some fun, and it was a bit of a learning curve right there. I didn't realize that if you put the window up, it completely fills the cabin with smoke instantly. So that run there, I was blind, immediately, fully blind. It was stupid.
I was going to say, I noticed that it's left-hand drive. I'm like, is there anything you can't do at the moment that is absolutely mega to hop in a car and just throw it down, right?
Yeah, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy, but yeah, just little weird things you wouldn't know about a car. Like, I normally like to put my driver's side window up, and in most cars it's fine. This car, when I put that window up, it just instantly filled the smoke with cab. The cab was smoke, and I literally could not see on my lead. So hopefully I did a half-decent job in front of Brodie, but I was like, I didn't know what I was doing, honestly.
Look, I tell you what, you're a class act, and you throw down hard no matter what. Your car's rocking up now to go and do some demos. I'll let you jump in.
All right, so back to the action there, and Jason Fearon doing exactly what I anticipated, ripping off the line. Michael Thorley being left in the dust. That's what we talked about. So I don't think it's games or strategy, but you know, he says wasn't plumb for the nitrous, wasn't good to go, but said why not? It's there. Let's fire it up.
Yeah, just purging him gone, right? Like, I actually thought Thorley was going to hang with him there, but just once it started to stretch the legs, it just accelerated away up the hill. You see the keep it reet to JZ wagon, comes across in front of Thorley. Now, Michael Thorley's not too, okay, now that's actually a lot worse than I thought it was now that I've watched that with kind of shooting across the track, and Jason's just gone from here.
Yeah, that was just showing you the horsepower he's got on deck. New car, building identical cars, building V2 of this setup with a different power plant, and that was purely strategy as far as putting a 2J in it as opposed to the Barra motor that he's so infamously known for.
Okay, so that will lock in Naoki, Saxon, Jason Fearon, and Matt Harvey so far. And then there's going to have to be some pretty fast and furious calculations going on in the background. Our judges will need to deliberate. There was a set of rules put out in terms of how the tiebreaker works. My understanding is it works off who got the first win, then who has had the most wins, and then after that it goes back to a judge's deliberation. So that is how they will split the drivers if needs be, and it does look like it's going to play out that way across multiple pools with a number of drivers sitting on 4 points at the moment. One driver who doesn't have that concern is Matt Harvey, who is sitting
dominant
there on 6 points already. He could not drive this battle and he would still be in the final, right? But that's not Matt Harvey's style.
Eight,
still in the great. Yeah, sorry, still in. Yes, sorry, getting ahead of myself. Yes.
No, it's okay. Just explanation. This pool format is something, to be quite honest, I have not emceed before.
Right.
Yeah. So it's this format. So again, accumulated points in the pool to forge our grade 8, and then we get into what some would call traditional, the bracket.
Yeah, unique way of showcasing multiple Australian talents, because Australia at this point in time doesn't have a national series really of significance. There's a whole lot of different competitions going on across maybe 2 or 3 rounds, but there's not a big multi-round series at the moment. The closest thing at the moment that I can think of is Drift Collective, which is Keep It Reet. It is Brodie Maher, Drift Tasmania, and my apologies, I forget who the third partner in that is, but Drift Collective is something you could check out if you're an Australian-based drift fan. But otherwise, you've got the likes of the EDC, the Super Drifts, OSDC, that type of thing. I know Sam Tabbouch and his team have got another event coming up here at Sydney Motorsport Park that is around mid-October. So look, there's things going on, but yeah, the pool format allows us to showcase multiple talents. Is it the drift purist's favorite? Not sure.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Back to the action, and we are taking a look at Matt Harvey and Rob White. Like you said, he's been dominant from last night to tonight as long as the equipment stays together. Boom, right on it. Just such a good execution. Rob White, he's had some hiccups here and there, and look at Harvey. Absolutely the guy to beat. We saw that last night. Great placement of the vehicle. He's got the clean air. But I will tell you, going into the second run with Rob having those issues, you know, and just not a lot of lap times and not a lot of lap with that vehicle, that could be a problem.
Yeah, Matt's a very calculated driver, though. I feel like he will be smart enough to sit back, and I don't mean that in a demeaning way towards any of the other drivers. We know exactly why Mad Mike attacked as aggressively as he did last night, because he didn't expect what Rob did in front of him, kind of. Matt Harvey now knows that Rob's had multiple issues. I'm sure his spotters have been in his ears. They will say to him, look, we've got a massive advantage here. Rob's got out of drift here. You'll see it here come up on the replay. Matt Harvey just doing Matt Harvey things, driving away there, blazing up those rear tyres. He just slides on through that section nicely. Right there, Rob White gets right out of drift, basically comes almost to a complete stop, and he just basically registers an incomplete. So big advantage Harvey at the moment. Now he's just got to play it smart, Jared.
Matt Harvey, great looking car. Let's keep it that way. He is the guy to beat, I gotta tell you. So Harvey will be chasing down Rob White. One more battle left of our pool battles, Pool D, round 5, and then that will forge our grade 8. We'll get to the brackets.
So this is an interesting thing, Jared, because we were talking about the 324 Never Lift Award, right?
Yeah.
Matt Harvey, 4 from 4 in qualifying. Only driver to do it. Nobody else, everyone else, the best anyone else has managed, I think, is 6 points. So, yeah, Matty Harvey may be a contender for that. Is
Never Lift.
Yeah, Never Lift.
That was our boy.
Yeah, mantra,
you know,
Levi Clark.
Levi Clark, you know, unfortunately lost him to brain cancer. His loving wife here and his team highlighting. So take a look at and support Levi Clark, and his legendary status lives on forever. Always give you the shirt off his back and literally sell you the shirt from his pits. And, you know, the Exity clutches, S15 and the R34s, and just what a great guy. Levi Clark, Clark with an E at the end, if you don't know who he is, look him up. Fantastic character, and his legacy will live on forever.
Yeah, one of the things that the team was really proud of too was unveiling a new livery this weekend on the Rat Rod, which is something that Levi always did with great pride each and every year, and he's never turned up with a bad looking car, right from when he won Formula Drift last time that
10 plus years ago.
That circus was here about 13, 14, something like that, up on South Circuit. And he's always turned out great machinery, no matter what it is, no matter whether it was in the twin turbo configuration or whatever it was with the S15, the Exity Drift team, always represented with pride and honour. And certainly rest in peace, Levi Clark, great friend to many in the pits, a man who was always the first to shake your hand as soon as you arrived at Sydney Motorsport Park, and the first person to say, hey, I'll see you next year.
Good dude. Saw him, the last time I saw him in person was here, so just 2 years ago. So his memory lives on. So the 324 Ever Award going on, Never Lift, provided by Levi Clark and his family. All right, so one and a half battle left. We'll see the second half of this battle. Rob White out front, Matt Harvey in the chase position. And Harvey, I hope his spotter said, hey, be careful. Just, you can only tell the future by looking at the past. I say it, I'll say it again. So Matt Harvey giving himself a bit of a buffer there. I think that's a tempered approach and a wise approach. Rob White looking consistent, good. Didn't get all the way out there to the outside zone. Great overhead shot. Rob White got a full pull there, but that's just not going to be enough to offset that major mistake on that outside zone. Matt Harvey is going to accumulate 2 more points, and the highest points amongst all the pools. He is drowning with all those points in the swimming pool. It's adult swim.
Kendrick Lamar, credit to you, swimming pools. Take a look at Matty Harvey's actions here in the chase position. He hasn't even got on the loud pedal until midway through into that second corner there. He's just modulating the throttle there. It's probably sort of half, 75% throttle, just letting Rob White do what he needs to in the chase, in the lead position, just chasing at a smart distance there, not wanting to risk any damage to his car before he goes into the top 8 battles this evening. So Rob White finally kind of gets one away here, but Matt Harvey, good smart driving. Congratulations to you. That will hand you 8 full points out of the top 8, and I imagine we now have to await our judges to collate their results, and that will lock in who our great 8 will be. So probably a really good time now while some deliberations go on, because I imagine there are going to be some comebacks, etc., to see if Tony B and Keziah can track down a few more stories in the pits for us. But we do still have Mad Mike and Owen to go as well. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah,
I got ahead of myself.
Yeah, one more battle left in the pools, but I am getting an update here from the World Time Attack Drift team. They are saying Naoki and Baga is coming up the first top 8 battle. Then it'll be Saxon versus Ben Maher in the second battle. Ben got through as he won a battle earlier. So again, Ben has been a busy boy as he has filled in quite a few battles. But like I said, a few of them already established. All right, Tony Bishop, one more battle left. Things are heating up, both atop the hill and down here in the box.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm here with Jaron Olivecrona from New Zealand, one of our Kiwi brothers. Mate, thank you so much. It's your 3rd year at World Time Attack. Why do you keep coming back?
I mean, look at this whole event. It's absolutely incredible. Ian, the whole team, you know, Dan, they've put on such an amazing show. All day, you know, the past 3 days have been full of time attack cars, drifting. It's absolutely amazing. We would never miss it.
Absolutely. Now, you've got one of the most unique cars here, in my opinion. What's the story with the power plant? What have you got under the bonnet there?
Yeah, so look, we've got a Toyota 1GZ. I refer to it as a Hartley V12. Really, really good friend of ours, Nelson Hartley. He's put many hours into building this thing for us. The latest is the 3D printed headers. And yeah, it's just wild, and we keep getting more wild with it.
It's an absolute work of art. We're going to keep an eye on the scoreboard to see if you're on track anymore today. But look, we absolutely love you for being here. The car is mega. We're going to throw back to the guys up in the tower. I wish you all the best for the rest of the competition.
Awesome, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tony Bishop, and thank you so much to Jaron Olivecrona, Kestel Olivecrona, Sandra, and the team for being over here, the Olivecrona family. We're taking a look at the replay of a battle that occurred while we were crossed live to the pits there. Mad Mike out on track here. Looks like he's got the steering a little bit more sorted here.
Most definitely.
And Nick Owen in the chase position, 329 from Western Australia. And both of these guys still in with a shot at the top 8 at this point. So very important battle for both of these drivers. Taking a look again at another replay here for Mad Mike, Nick Owen. Screen and screen. Jaron, you see anything there that immediately jumps out at you?
Yeah, I think Mike had good place in the vehicle. Nick Owen taking a shallower line there. I think Mike has a little bit of an advantage, your fellow countryman being a Kiwi there. And Mad Mike, unarguably one of the most popular drivers here. Really just moving the needle for drifting and just the diversity of motorsports. A rotary McLaren, a drift Lamborghini, but you know, obviously rotary near and dear to his heart. Nick Owen now out front with the one headlight, now going across. Mad Mike trying to apply the pressure, put on a show. That's what he was talking about earlier when we were on a podcast. And Nick Owen with a shallow line, but you see some wavering from Owen. Mike a lot more subtle, like you said. Seems like he found the secret sauce there. Might be barbecue, might be Kiwi. Regardless, puts it all together.
Yeah. Sorry, the reason I'm laughing is because you said
Kiwi
barbecue.
sauce?
No, because you said barbecue, and I asked Mike once. And Mike said to me, the one thing I can't drive is a grill. Apparently he's terrible at barbecuing.
I could see that.
Yeah,
I could absolutely see that.
Just not as
He's good at a lot of things. Just can't grill.
Yeah, just can't barbecue.
Yeah. That's why Tony. That makes a lot of sense now. When I'm over at his house, Tony's always grilling.
Yeah,
Cookie.
Such
or
a
Cookie.
Kiwi thing. Shout out to Cookie, who will be tuned in as well when Precious will be down in the pits there as well. Mike's a real trailblazer because he's also the only man who had a plushie here of himself this weekend, which sold out in about 5 seconds.
Oh, I'm so envious. I will be getting one in December at Mad Mike's Summer Bash, first weekend of December. Join us there. That is one heck of an event. I know the Jenkin boys are they're already tapping in right now. As it looks like our brackets are getting established. Matt Harvey versus Brodie Maher. Third battle, Matty 2 lead. So Mr. Dan Mackey already on the case of our bracket battles.
So we've actually set up with some pretty big names, haven't we? Naoki Nakamura versus Brendan O'Grady, Saxon Moyes versus Benny Maher, Matt Harvey versus Brodie Maher, and then the fourth and final battle, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Jason Ferrin, and I'm just not sure who he's against. So we're into the demo now, so we might just let the quad rotor scream its way around the track while we get relayed some information here about the top 8 battles.
Yeah, the boys, that's what we are looking at currently. So again, getting our brackets settled. Saxon Moyes, man, I'll tell you what, that kid is he's a hoot. He is absolutely hysterical.
So for those of you following along, Naoki Nakamura versus Brendan O'Grady and Saxon Moyes versus Brodie Maher is on one side of the tree. Matt Harvey versus Brodie Maher is on the other side of the tree. And then it will be... I was trying to work this out. I'm pretty sure it is going to be... Now, I think this is the countback of the battles we've just seen. I suspect it's the countback of Pool D that we're waiting for the result on. So I'm guessing it's either going to be, I think it'll be Jason Ferrin versus either Mad Mike or Nick Owen is my guess, but I could be wrong. Jared Klingberg, the boys demo session. Jared Klingberg with a tiny little car with a big old motor. There are 2 cylinders sitting behind the firewall.
Yeah, this is such a cool car. I love this thing. He's like, oh, I'll bring a better car, more competitive car. I'm like, that thing is sick. I am a sucker for a wagon.
Sorry, to cut you off.
Yep.
Mad Mike rebuilt a car overnight and he's made the top 8.
Yeah.
Mad Mike is into the 8.
Ferrin versus Mad Mike. All right. So Jason Ferrin versus Mad Mike. Again, 2 very popular drivers. Hats off to Mike and his team. And he's gonna have a tough battle going against Ferrin, who found, like you said, the laughing gas. There's the Levi Clark, the what do you call it, the rat rod?
The rat rod with the pull-in spec engines, LS3 underneath the bonnet. It's affectionately known as Pandemic. Peter Kay driving that vehicle. I know that you got offered a ride there. So Jared, this is how the results have shaken out. Pool A, it is Naoki Nakamura, and coming through in the second position there would have been Brodie Maher, I think, for the Pool A, and Pool B, Saxon Moyes goes through along with Brendan O'Grady. Pool C, it is Jason Ferrin and Brodie Maher going through. And no, that's not correct.
All right, well,
no, that's not.
All right, well, we'll figure it out. They'll let us know.
And then Matty Harvey and Mad Mike. So we might just check that one there. Have we written that one down right?
Again, the boys drift demo session continues. We'll see the girls later on as we are getting our
okay. So sorry, the reason I was put up there is I think Naoki Nakamura had been entered twice into the tables. So that is correct. It is Naoki Nakamura, Brendan O'Grady, Saxon Moyes, Brodie Maher, Matt Harvey versus Brodie Maher, and Jason Ferrin versus Mad Mike. And that is the Keep It Super, the MX-911, being driven by Ricky Bobby Rob White out on track there, just enjoying some further sight laps here. Probably find his way to the golf course tomorrow.
Great.
You teeing off tomorrow, Jared?
Yeah, man. Gonna play some G tomorrow. Excited about that. Talked to Rob White about this vehicle. Small little cockpit there, big guy in a little car, but Rob White definitely a tight fit. But this is a Mazda MX-5 with a 911 body, so it's that little Miata with the 911 skin.
It's weird. It's weird, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely awkward, awesome.
Yeah. It's like,
awesome word.
I do appreciate, we've talked about disruption and diversity. I do appreciate the fact that that is what comes to the fore at World Time Attack each and every year, right? Like, did you wander around the show up the top, the Shannon Shine?
Yep.
Like, there was some, Ecto 1 was up there, and there was some other cool stuff up there. Pretty much every genre or style or ethos of car builder that you can think of was represented up there. Just doing the thing, right? Aussie show style is definitely, I will concede, the Australians do show cars better than Kiwis do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we just don't have the volume or the numbers of them. I think we're probably more of a, I mean, you've been down, right? Like, you were with me last time. We often talk about the fact that you and I went for a little drive around the track with our mate Rod Millen, waving to us out of that classic RX3 that time. Yeah,
absolutely.
Anyway, let's take in some quick commercial messages, pay some bills. We'll be back with you shortly.
Welcome to Sydney. Upbeat. Downbeat. Feel its heartbeat. Open spaces. Open arms. A place to feel alive. To feel free. Come feel it all and feel new.
For over 120 years, BOSCH Motorsport has fueled racing legends. Some things never change. Every detail, at every moment, optimized. When quality and performance is demanded, choose BOSCH Motorsport fuel pumps.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sydney Motorsport Park. The sun has well and truly gone down. It's pretty chilly out there. We hope you're rugged up nice and warm on the celebrations. Drift Hill. This is the International Drifting Cup brought to you by Garrett Advancing Motion. And we are about to move into the top 8 portion. Naoki Nakamura and Brendan O'Grady will be first to go to the battle of the V8s. Then we move to Saxon Boys versus Brodie Maher, Matt Harvey versus Brodie Maher, and Jason Ferron and Mad Mike. So, Jared, you take a look at that tree. There are no weaknesses in it there. The battle of the big V8s on one side. You've got the blinding speed of Saxon Boys. You've got Brodie Maher, who's just, he's the underdog story. He's fought his way through. He's stepped in as the reserve. I put that in the entry notes, right? He was ready to come off the bench and make a name for himself he could potentially do here tonight. Matty Harvey, 4 from 4. Brodie Maher, 3 hours up the road, just a quick drive here in Sydney. Goes and gets a drive shaft, puts himself into the 8. Jason Ferron, Mad Mike, here we go, Jared.
All right, Naoki's going to lead a Bugga here, and now look at Naoki initiate, using all the course. Bugga here in that chase position, lets him pass on by, going to the outside zone. Naoki, big angle. Bugga comes unwound way on the inside line in that Cage Kits Australia S chassis. Naoki comes out on top. That's going to be a major advantage for this Japanese ledge.
Was that just the step up in speed? Did Bugga get, I think Bugga was attacking him, right? And then he was almost so
I think he hit that ridge
overcommitted.
and it threw him off.
Yeah.
Just that ridge, just the jump. He didn't hit it at angle, so it caused the car to jump as opposed to just slide and do a little bump.
Yeah, so it's important to keep in mind that that's a 1,300 horsepower car that's pretty quick that Naoki Nakamura is running away from. Now, Bugga didn't, you're right, yeah, jumped off the lip and then threw him back to the inside.
Yep.
And then once he'd done that, he basically got out of drift. At 1,300 horsepower, there's no point in blazing those tyres. He may as well keep them for the lead run and try and do something rather than blowing them off and finding that he doesn't have the grip levels that he needs. We know, of course, that Naoki Nakamura is on the Valino tyre. He is brought to us this weekend by Valino Australia, crossed with
Run what you brung, though, man. Run what you brung.
Cage Kits Australia on the side of the Bugga car. BSC built engine put together by Bugga himself.
Do you know about Cage Kits?
I don't know about Cage Kits. Tell me story.
That's my boy Rob Parsons from Utah. So he's partnered with Bugga here, and basically the capabilities there is really cool. Scanning cars, getting them dialed. You get the cages on a pallet, and you weld it into your car. So it's really cool. So that was developed by my boy Rob Parsons, who I talked about with Homegirl Heroes in the wheelchair. Rob is the gentleman that had the injury. He's applied his know-how. So pretty cool, Rob.
Right. Okay, so just pointing out here, we've just seen that strategy come into play again from Naoki Nakamura. That car gets really hot, so he kind of crawls back around the track after each run. So don't be surprised to see one car pull up into stage and then Naoki emerge a couple of minutes later. What a cool story. So global kind of partnerships coming into play across the drift community.
Absolutely. So again, take a look at Cage Kits Australia if you're here down under, or Cage Kits in general. Here we go, Bugga out front. We'll see Naoki running that hot heat. We'll see if he can maintain the speed. Bugga now, the Kumo tires, the Valinos hooking up in that chase position. Bugga, some sparks being thrown. Naoki going very shallow on that line. You can see Bugga using all the course, comes out on that right-hand side, lifting up the tires. Sparks flying off the back of the S13 of, again, that Japanese driver, Naoki Nakamura. A good hard-fought battle in this second one. What do you think?
I was watching the sparks flying off the bottom of Naoki Nakamura's car. What that tells me is he's committed, he's full noise, he's jumping over those big sawtooth ripple strips on the inside here. So Naoki Nakamura knows that Bogger's not going to be slow here, settles into the chase position nicely, goes with him, tries to emulate what Bogger's doing in the lead position. There's the sparks, then there's a sparks again coming off the bottom of that car. It does sit really low. It's a very style-focused car for Team Burst, of course. More sparks coming off the bottom there, Jared. Is that something in the back that's not right?
I don't know. I mean, it looks
sparking.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks cool, but it's sparking it's sparking going up sort of the mid to outer of the track, which is a little bit odd. Like I can understand why it happens if maybe under trays or suspension arms are hitting on ripple strips, but just when he's at angle moving like that, is it a diff or something, or maybe exhaust?
I don't know. Some JDM flare, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a mechanical person by any means.
But that was kind of odd, though.
Yeah,
I agree. Or you know, hey, another thing, tires could be running down to wires.
Maybe thinking like, yeah,
running all the way down.
Yeah, because the Valino's really soft, isn't it? Yeah,
it could be down to cords and throwing some sparks.
And it didn't seem to really affect him that much either. He was still right there. So
not at all.
Now we are at the exciting part of the competition now. Speaking of Mr. Excitement himself, Saxon Moyes, you picked Jared yesterday as one of your favourites to win the competition, but Brodie Maher, the underdog story, fights his way through into the 8. How cool is that? The ultimate Aussie battler story.
The ultimate alternate. That's pretty much what he's been doing. He has really shown up for quite a few of the drivers to get them advance on, and this pool format definitely unique for myself. So again, accumulating the points, forging the grade 8. Now we're getting back to what a lot of the drift fans know and love as far as the traditional bracket style. Smoke still lingering here.
Yeah, and this is one of the things we know happens here at Sydney at night, particularly when it gets cold. That smoke just sits on the track, and basically once you leave the start-finish line, you're pretty much completely blind through the entire section. So it is important that for safety reasons, the drivers are able to see. It sounds silly, right? They're going to go and blaze the track again and lay as much smoke as they can, but they do at least want good conditions as they release the cars. It is very important, as we are running a very prestigious competition here, and they all want that silverware, and they all want to proclaim themselves the IDC champion. Join names like Botcher.
Let's see it.
Tsunaga, Daigo Saito, Kurt Whitaker. Just so many names over the years. Saxon Moyes, the current champion and youngest champion ever.
He's talented, man. Like I said, I had a great conversation with him. I enjoy his company. Had a great conversation with him at lunch. So would love to see what he's going to do.
What did we decide? The car's one Saxon power, right?
All right, as the track goes a little bit cold, let's throw it down to Keziah. Keziah, what do you got?
Thank you so much. I've got Mad Mike here. Now, you came roaring in here, and there's excitement when you got out of the car. The journey you've had today to make it into top 8, how are you feeling right now?
Oh, I'm just so pumped. I can guarantee I don't care where I finish, I've definitely had the most fun out of every driver here. The emotional attachment to this car is absolutely ridiculous, but yeah, I don't think I've ever been so happy to be in a top 8. But yeah, I mean, testament to all the team. The camaraderie in drifting is just like nothing else. No other championship or event where you have other teams, you know, throwing whatever tools and spares. And, you know, Jay's Fabrication last night, they stayed back until we were kicked out here pretty much. And welding and then spares. And then we thought we had everything going. And then just as we were going out for that first battle, the new water pump we put in wasn't sealed. So that was leaking water. And it's just been like, when I line up on the grid, I just have no idea what the car's going to do. It's still, you know, fresh and everything's changing. We've got some pretty bodgy stuff in the steering, but it's working. But we got Jason Ferrin up next. It's a bit of a wagon battle. It's going to be entertainment. But I mean, this car is all steel body. It's 1976. It's probably...
It's awesome.
It's my favorite car of the fleet.
Absolutely, and it's good to see you out there having a great time in it. That battle up against Jason Ferrin in the top 8. Congratulations. They don't call you Mad Mike for no reason.
Thank you, Keziah there. And Mike just his frown is turned upside down now, so he's quite a different man here.
That's the styles for miles that we know from Mikey, right? He was a frustrated man last night, but that was all it took, just that one little thing there, and I think he'd be a brave man to bet against Mad Mike, just fighting his way through battle of style, battle of the wagons. There will be no lack of commitment whatsoever from Mad Mike. We do know that he will chase first as the lower qualifier, so Jason Farron. I was going to say Jaron. Too many J's around me at the moment.
Jason Farron is absolutely hooked up. He's got the nitrous. The car's fast. It's fresh. It's clean. No accidents there. No issues from him. So I'll tell you what, Jason Farron is literally a hard act to follow.
There is no weakness anywhere in this draw. No Nakamura, Brendan O'Grady, Saxon Moyes, Benny Maher, Matt Harvey, and Brodie Maher, the two Tasmanians. Go head-to-head for the position of favourite Tasmanian and best New Zealander, and Jason Farron and Mad Mike.
All right. All right, so here we go. Taking a look at this next battle, Saxon Moyes and Ben Maher. Here we go. And Saxon swings it across the nose now, a wide, using all the track. Saxon making it look really easy. Again, last year's and the youngest winner of IDC International Drifting Cup here at World Time Attack, making quick work. That's going to be a major advantage for this young pilot. Bang.
Yeah, Benny Maher knew how fast Saxon Moyes was going to be, and he knew he was going to accelerate up the hill. You saw kind of that conservative roll off the line there from Ben Maher. He was just trying to put himself in a position where he was going to be able to try and attack. So we'll take a look at the replay here. You see Benny Maher just sits right out on the outside of the track there. He knows that Saxon Moyes is going to chop across, start bagging up those rear, and then Benny Maher is going to try and catch up there, but he rotated too far to angle Jared, and once that was thrown, that was all she wrote there, and Saxon Moyes just blazed away up the hill. As we get a result coming in over our ears there, Jared, who won that first battle?
Naoki Nakamura advances on, taking out Baga and getting the victory, advancing on to the Final Four.
So Naoki Nakamura doing Naoki Nakamura things. We expected him to feature in the results here, and it's no surprise to anyone, I don't think, that he has found his way to the top four. As we take a look at the replay again, Benny Maher doing what he could, but Saxon Moyes, that change engine, the Vector, any time mechanical, 8.6 out of the Gold Coast up in Queensland. The Moyes team doing a great job there. So thank you so much to all of the sponsors actually who support each and every one of our drift teams here. And while we're at it, since you told me off I tried to sell Tony B yesterday, I'm going to try and sell any one of our drifters. If you see a team on the live stream that you want to get involved with, jump online, follow them via their social media. If you want to get involved in a drift program and support an Aussie drift team or a Kiwi drift team or whatever, then reach out, have a conversation. Jared's just lost the play. He's just like, what are you doing?
Looking at No, it's great. Here we go. Now let's alternate the order as Ben is now out front. Saxon chasing him down. Look at Saxon get right there in that smoky pocket. Looking like a meat pie. A young boy here just now coming to the outside zone. Ben, he shows up. Good placement of that vehicle. Now coming back down the hill, Ben puts it, but Saxon just right there, lurking in the shadows. Well done. Looks like a little bit of a body kit piece, but Saxon, absolutely well done.
Yeah, that's it. The lead run enables that chase, but that chase is just so clinical, so good, so fast, and just fluid from Saxon Moyes.
And really adapted well. Watch the transition. See how he lets him by. He lets the kind of line go out there, and then he doesn't get all the way out there in that last outside zone. Excuse me,
A little bit of a steering input there, but he's driving with what's in front of him, right? He's using the lead car as a mobile clipping point. So. And you think about that first run, right? The lead, like he sort of did stomp home a bit of an advantage there. So I would imagine that we probably will have a very fast semi-final on one side of the tree as we go to the Battle of Tasmania. Up next, checking out a replay at the moment.
And we are. Sorry to cut you off, but excitingly, Saxon Moyes gets the victory and he advances on. So I believe, not for certain, I think it goes left to right. Haven't seen a graphic yet of the bracket, but Saxon might be top right as opposed to bottom left. Usually we'll kind of go left side then right side, but just want to confirm.
Yeah, no, you're right, Jared. It was the way it was originally given to me. So yes, you are correct.
So Saxon's the winner on the top right. Now we're going back to bottom left. So if you can paint a picture there, it's Matt Harvey versus Brodie Maher. Here goes Matt Harvey. Like I said, he is, I think, the guy to beat here in that S chassis, leaving Brodie in the dust outside zone. I mean, look at this. Matt Harvey so dominant in that Kumo tire S chassis. Brodie Maher in that FDRX7 Deem Toretto comes on home. The battle of the red vehicles. But who is going to be the Red Dawn vehicle advancing on? Now, keep in mind, the winner, hopefully they've been studying, they're going against Naoki Nakamura. Not only is he a capable driver, a capable tire, a good setup, he might be running hot, but he's hot on and off track.
Yeah, both these drivers will be doing it for Moz, our great mate Adrian Moza-Morrisby, always in our hearts here at World Time Attack, a legendary part of our crew over multiple years. And mate, we miss you. You're always with us in the commentary box, and it'll forever be a Smyrny Black sitting here wide open for you, big mate. You'd be loving this battle. You'd be absolutely frothing. And hey, fortunately for you, no dirt turbos tonight, mate. We did have some smashed carrots earlier, though. Yes, smashed. Courtesy of the Mr. Diggles, BDE. Just taking a little aerial shot here of Matt Harvey just blazing. Brodie Maher often compliments Matt Harvey and vice versa. The two guys have come up together and they've both kind of attributed the development to each other, just pushing the game along down there in Tasmania. It's not the biggest place in the world, so and it's not at all true that they're all related to each other. Should I say that? No, I probably shouldn't say that. Shouldn't
just did. Here we go as we are seeing Brodie Maher will lead and Matt Harvey will be chasing him down. The FDRX7, like I said, Deem Toretto, that iconic vehicle with the iconic livery. Now coming into the outside zone, using it, Matt Harvey, he gets really twisted up there. He does salvage that, but that did throw him off. We'll see what the judges think now. As Brodie Maher, now Matt Harvey brings it on in. A little more competitive stance in that chase position. But Matt, you saw him attack. That overhead view really highlighted a simple, quick little mistake, but he did adjust appropriately as good as he could.
Yeah, it's been really interesting to watch Matt this weekend because he certainly hasn't looked as comfortable in the chase position as he has been in the lead when he's out front. He's been really just fast and flowing. But yeah, there is a correction there and a dab of the brake there from Matt Harvey just to stop himself flying into the side of Toretto there. And then he comes out shallower than he normally would be and takes the angle out of the car to try and close up the proximity on Brodie Maher. So I'm interested to see how the judges call this one. Taking a look at a replay again, we are getting into the business end of competition. Of course, we know that we do have a couple of drivers already locked in Naoki Nakamura, Saxon Bulls. So we're waiting to see who is going to battle Naoki Nakamura. Now, Jared, did Brodie overextend there and go too far through the section potentially?
Yeah, taking
possible. Yeah, it's an interpretation. Is that
could be possible. This is going to be a good one, and we are finding out the judge is judging hard, and Harvey does get the win. I wouldn't say that was going to be a dominant one, but we are finding out it is confirmed. Matt Harvey gets the win over Brodie Maher, but I got to think that without conversing with the judges, it was just a little bit, not exactly just a absolutely stomped. What's that?
You're right there, Jared. So it was 2 votes Harvey and 1 vote for a one more time. So it was a slightly.
Man, it's almost like I've seen drifting before.
Yeah, well done, man. I mean, it's like 22
years.
22 years.
But it's all good. Who's counting? Who's counting, bud? All right, Naoki Nakamura versus Matt Harvey, and now Saxon waits in the wings to see who he's going against. One of these two legends. Australia versus New Zealand, wagon versus wagon, Nissan versus Mazda, 2J versus Rotary. What a fun battle. This is historic. I love this. Two great legends of the sport making a name for themselves. Jason Farron out front in that Skyline wagon with the 2J, and look at Mad Mike trying to drop into formation here. Jason Farron goes up the hill, pass into that outside zone, using all the course, both of the wagons. Look at this now coming on in. He's bussing, absolutely tripping right now into that final outside zone. Really well done by both of these shaggin' wagons.
Yeah, it was a great battle there, and we knew that neither was going to hold anything back. Both of them will trust each other. Both of them will throw down 150% there, Jared, and it's good to see both of them out there finally finding that form that we knew was within both here. They go off the line here on the International Drift Cup action replay there. Jason Ferrin one side to the other. Mad Mike, great emulation there, just following into the pocket position there. No real big mistakes from either, just doing a great job there, nice and smooth. Both get out wide there on the course, neither jumping back. You saw both cars almost unsettled there simultaneously as they come back up over that ridge there and then out to the outside of the track. Great drive from both drivers.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Mad Mike getting this car back together. He was giving everybody their flowers, thanking Jay for working on the car up until midnight, till the very last point. They had to leave the facility here, but he said, hey, Jay, work on the car, this, that, and everything. But I will tell you, and I think Mike will appreciate this, I don't know if you know this about the Moto bros, when they get a helmet, I know like Jeremy Twitch Stenberg, he's a freestyle moto guy. A lot of those guys get these really cool helmet. They get these paint jobs, you know, if it's Troy Lee or Air Tricks or whomever, right? PBK, they'll get their helmets painted and they'll drop them immediately. Right. And what that is basically getting it out of the way. You know you're going to scratch it, but you drop it and bang it. And that just says, all right, whatever happens after this, I know it can't get any worse. So I feel like Mad Mike getting a little bump and grind last night from Rob White. It's out of the way. Now throw caution to the wind or throw a wagon into that outside zone. And there it is, tip the tail. Nice job by Mad Mike Woodette pulling away from Jason Ferrin. So the rotary, again, want to see the different angles of this, no pun intended. Now coming back down the hill, Jason Ferrin now bringing it on in. So good line by Mad Mike Woodette. Want to see if Ferrin maybe backed off a little bit, or did Mad Mike impede of that Nissan wagon? So again, want to take a look at the angles. I'm sure the judges will have the luxury of looking at it once again. Here we go.
Yeah, and again, just we probably do need to point out that the judges do look straight down the track because they are watching in real time in terms of how the cars enter the section. Then they switch over to watching camera view there. Nice job from both drivers there, both wagons there. Jason Ferrin, too much
angle. The angle took the speed out of it and took the proximity out of it is what I, at first glance.
But then it's not perfect in the lead either, is it, from Mike? It's a little bit shallow up through the final part of the track. So take a look at the replay again. This is a slightly different angle looking down the track there.
Like that.
This is the angle here from Jason. So right there. Too far. And then has to get back out of it. Doesn't fully lose drift, but there's definitely a check up in his momentum. And that was what I was talking about there with Mikey just coming down the track. So it won't be an absolutely perfect lead run. But
was it that much to throw off Jason Ferrin? I think it was, as I like to say, a perfect storm. So taking a look at the replay, down in the pits, things are heating up, and Mad Mike backing it in. Is he a victor? Who's going against Saxon Moyes? As the action's heating up, we know Naoki's in, Harvey's in, Saxon's in, and is it Ferrin in the Nissan, or is it Mad Mike in the Rotary? Before we find out, let's throw it down to Tony Bishop. Dude, what an exciting couple battles we've had, huh, bud?
I tell you what, these 2 days have been absolutely awesome to be a part of. I'm here with Michael Thorley from New Zealand. Mate, your first time at World Time Attack. How has your weekend been so far?
I mean, it's a wicked event with the Time Attack cars, the drag racing, and then the best of all, the drifting. It's a cool event. I'm glad we're here. We made the trek over, and I'd love to come back,
Yeah, absolutely welcome to. We love it. And I tell you what, you missed the top 8 by a draw, by this much. And look, you're on tour with your wife, Kim, Drift Mama. I mean, what's it like going on the road with your wife with 2 drift cars?
I tell you what, if you can make your wife or your girlfriend drive and drift as well, you can spend all the savings. Who cares, you know? Like, it's wicked. Doing it together, it's really cool. Our girls come along to the track usually, obviously not in Australia. But yeah, it's an awesome experience. Love it.
I love that. It's a family affair. That's what motorsport's about as well, mate. We love to see you. We love that you're here. We'll unfortunately no more driving today, but we'll love to see you back here another time.
Thank you very much. See you next year.
Yeah, there it is. Already calling it out. I mean, I'm getting a ton of DMs. Do I need to come out? Yeah, the answer is yes. All right, so the judges want to review the first run. This is actually the second run once again here as Mad Mike initiates, transitions. You saw a lot of braking there from Jason Ferrin too. So I think maybe a little bit of panic button. Just want to make sure that he didn't end up on the wrong side of the contact there of Jason maybe getting in the back of Mad Mike. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I guess it's almost a case of we know that he put the NOS back in, right? So now he's got a bit more power. But we know that Mad Mike's, it sounds silly to say that 596 is not high horsepower within the context of this field. So Jason Fearon, maybe he thought that he was going to catch Mike a little bit faster than maybe actually played out, and then there was that little waiver there. But we know that the judges want to go back and take a look at the first pass, which is Jason Fearon's lead. So have a look at that.
Maybe
there.
give him too much room. There's our
the
judges.
Three wise men. So that's Robbie Nishida, that is Brendan Duncan, that's Danny Probert up there in the box. Great job, gentlemen, and as always, deliberating things. Robbie adding his years of expertise to the panel this year. Brendan Duncan's been here plenty of times.
Look at this. Sorry to cut you off. They're going one more time. They are going at it again, and I couldn't agree more. Love that. I think that's really good. You know what? That was probably, you know, just a really highly anticipated battle. Some of the most popular drivers, again, the Keep It Reet Nissan, the Keep It Reet events, just the lifestyle, and again, Mad Mike Woodette, one of the most decorated drivers, not just about the trophies, but about the experiences, the builds, the motivation and the inspiration for everything Mad Mike has done. Like I said, you know, blatant promotion here. Mad Mike Summer Bash. Join us down there first weekend of December. Warren, I will see you down there once again. An awesome weekend, December 5th and 6th.
Always a party. We come down, we catch up, we watch
Crate
a bit
day
of drifting. It is crate day again on Sunday,
buddy.
So I know that you always enjoy
Swamp
that.
water.
We do play that wonderful game each year of Bring Jared a Brew. I think the worst one we've ever given you was, what was that thing I gave you? It was a warm Rheineck, I think it was. Oh no, it wasn't. It was the 740ml bottle of Waikato Draft that somebody pulled out of their boot that had been rolling around for a day.
Shaken, not stirred.
Yeah, and it was warm. So just confirming that all judges were unanimous in that it had to be a one more time between Jason Fearon and Mad Mike. So all judges unanimous in a one more time call there. So they couldn't separate them, Jared. We couldn't separate them really either. We saw some things from both that weren't the prettiest?
Yeah.
Weren't the prettiest?
Hey, easy.
Do you have any, now, just because I always try and get a little information out of you,
the scab.
do you have any other insight as to who we might be seeing special guest-wise?
You know what? I got to tell you, just talking to Mike, we've talked about a few different people coming on over, and the special guests are the fans. I'm just going to, as corny as that is, I think that just getting out there, you know, Mad Mike Drift Force has been something really cool that we've seen over there at Hampton Downs, the track just outside of Auckland. If you haven't been over there, join us. But Mike, and I would say the cars are the stars. So as far as special guests, you know, over the years, people like Hurtretch, Big Hurt, Mickey from Throttle, TJ Hunt, from TJ Hunt fame, keep moving forward. But we've seen a variety of drivers, but I think that Mike and the cast of characters from New Zealand and from Australia, like, again, the Jenkins boys, Gaz Wider, you know.
The guy who drives once a year, right?
And just dominates, just shows up and absolutely kills it. And, yeah, so I don't anticipate any special guests, quite honest. If there is, you'll find out. You'll find out when we're there.
If there is, maybe there'll be automotive special guests in terms of various cars. That
Let's get weird.
Hey, who knows? I mean, we talked a little bit about Jay Duker, and I mean, Jay's the kind of guy that he might just buy something on the way home tonight and go, I'm going to build something and just ship it to Summer Bash, because that's what he does. Now, we're about to see the girls demo squad. Jared, to me, this is probably one of the real success stories of the weekend. Ian Baker went, what can I do to showcase females in motorsport in terms of their impact, in terms of their skill, in terms of just the fact that a little girl coming to the event might look at one of these ladies and go, I want to be you one day. Or do something like what we saw before from SJ Holland. I'm going to come next year, I'm going to be a driver. I'm just going to be here as a driver, like just ballsy, right? Just I'm in there, and you can't tell me that Caroline Kajala or Driftcat or Denver Sylvia's, Kim Thorley, they're all thinking the same thing. They all want to come back. Hey, here's a random idea. Let's throw this out there. One of the biggest things in Australia is state of origin, right? But let's do a team battle, the boys versus the girls at some point. Let's have some fun with it, right? So let's just enjoy a little NASCAR power from the Driftcat.
Yeah, she was one of the, I think maybe even the only female that actually drifted at angle turn 1. And she said she didn't have her nitrous on, so she was hitting about, I think, 170K into that first turn 1, and that was without nitrous. So she was super excited to put on a show for the fans, and like you said, just be an inspiration for the young ladies out there as well.
Right, so Mercurial Mouse next out on track. Jared, one of the success stories we've talked about over the weekends, one of the busiest ladies here at Sydney Motorsport Park. I don't think there was any time in her calendar where she wasn't signing or smiling or taking photos. A very active social media presence, and someone who gets right down into the cosplay, etc. Really inspiring story. She was okay with us talking about this. She experienced homelessness when she was a bit younger, and she gives away her merch because she just never wanted anyone to come to an event and feel like they couldn't go away with a sticker or something. So great to see Mercurial Mouse out there on the track, in 100% guarantee that is the lowest power car that you will see in the drift demos. She was just having some fun, giving it away.
Definitely got a lot of flair. The thing looks like, it's something from a Sanrio store. It's got clouds and kitties and things and stuff all over it. So definitely tell it's got a lot of personality, kind of cosplay car.
Miji Racer for Hard Tune in the 180SX. We saw Miji reset her PB earlier today in the Time Attack, and now she's out here with a little bit of a loose front bodywork, but she'll just get straight into that, I imagine.
Busta Rhymes there, out the rabbit.
Are you going to continue the next line?
No.
That's all we've got there.
Just giving you a.
Yep. I was saying we've got through quite a few songs today. We running through the hills. We had Matt Hall doing the up, and it's up, and it's up, and it's up, and it went up
all the way up.
Yeah.
I like to drop some lyrics every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, look, you've got a. You do have some musical acquaintances.
Yeah.
Friend of yours that you've often referenced in the past. Killer Mike.
Yep. Killer Mike's the homeboy. Yep. There's a dude named Miles Parrish. He's a rapper that drifts as well.
Right.
White kid from Northern California.
Right. Does he rap while drifting, or?
He can. He's got some cool. Yeah. He's got some cool things. He's got a big Lexus LS.
Right.
So yeah, he's
like
cool.
Like
Miles Parrish. Look him up.
Like the Carl Thompson, like the old quad rotor Carl Thompson car. That shape, or?
No, like a. I don't know what
square body one.
Big square body LS, like
LS
almost
400.
like Bipu style.
Yeah.
Big VIP.
Yeah.
But he drifts.
Yeah, my wife would call that an Asian parent car, like, because that's who has them,
absolutely.
Right, back in New Zealand. All right, here we go with the one more time battle. It is Jason Farron taking on Mad Mike. Jared DeAnder, we're getting down to the business end of competition.
Yeah, here we go. Jason Farron throws it in, Mad Mike in tow, and Mad Mike not giving him an inch here with that Nissan Battle Wagon. It is absolutely a wagon battle. Goes out to the outside zone, takes out the cones. We want to see him a meter away from that, but look at this. Into formation, yes sir, Farron and Widette using all of the course is exactly what we saw. We saw a cone hit on that last outside zone.
There's a side skirt too, right on the outside of that corner there. Jason Farron is losing parts. Now, I've got to reference this again. That's a 596 horsepower wagon chasing something that will actually be up near with the nice nitrous plumbed in. That's 900 to 1,000 horsepower probably out of a 2J, right? Like the 2J wagon with the 6466 on it is making some power, and I feel like that's actually Mike putting the pressure on him that's caused him to drive that so fast and so aggressively. Like, I can't fault Mike on that chase. Like, I'm not seeing anything. Like, Jason has just gone, holy crap, there's a screaming quad rotor right next to me, and he's got to be able to hear that, right? That thing's going to be screaming right in his ear.
I don't see how he couldn't. So yeah, I thought it was a cone. You were right. Okay, so yeah, he did hit cones on that big, massive outside zone, but here is where the side skirt gets knocked off. Bang, hits the dirt. No,
I think it's the intersection cone maybe as well. So that would be, so three or four cones, which is going to be deductions based on what we saw last night. So Mad Mike potentially, is it the ultimate fight back story?
You talked about this early on. You said, what a story if Mike has that, the accident with Rob White, gets the car back together, and here he is. I mean, keep in mind, this is good practice because the winner goes against Saxon Moyes.
You are not hearing the end of it if I prove to be psychic and I have special powers and I've predicted something.
Who does this?
Mr. Miyagi.
My hand gesture was implying the Marvel universe of that one superhero that does that, where he spins the room, and I can't think of it right now, the one actor. All right, here we go. Back to the action. Speaking of superpowers, which one of these gentlemen has it? Mad Mike or Jason Farron? Mad Mike initiates. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and he comes unwound. Mad Mike initiated. He came unwound in front of Jason Farron. Farron couldn't go anywhere, and it looks like contact was made, but I believe that was because, again, we'll run it back, but it looks like Mike initiated. Then again, watch this.
Let's have a look at the replay, and you can judge this one for yourself.
So use that right side. What do you think?
Yeah, it's come back. Yeah, come back out of angle in front of Jason. Jason really had nowhere to go there. So unfortunate there for Mad Mike. Maybe just some lingering symptoms of the repairs that have been done. Maybe the steering just not quite playing ball there. It just, it went come back and correct in front of Jason. Jason had nowhere to go. It tags him and sends him off. So rough weekend at the office for Mad Mike.
But should definitely hold his head high. What a show there. This thing battered and bruised. Make some noise for Mad Mike Woodette. What a ledge. Jason Farron as well. I love that it went one more time. I think that was the right decision for sure. But again, there is not going to be a third place battle. It will be resolved as follows: most points in the battle round, then first to win a battle, then the judges deliberate on the total battle. So again, there will not be a third place battle, just a final battle. So Saxon Moyes to go against. Again, we have not heard the verdict between Mad Mike and Jason Farron, but I'm pretty sure that's what the judges will deduce.
So what I can tell you based off that then, Jared, right, is we know that Matt Harvey's not going to finish any worse than third place, because he was the only guy to go unbeaten through the qualification rounds. So Matt Harvey with 8 points would have the most points coming out of.
There it is. Sorry, real quick. Jason Farron does get the win officially. So yes, it's basically who has the most points earlier in the pool battle.
So similar to how FD would do it, right? So you guys would go off a qualifying score, and whoever got the highest score. So yeah, Matt Harvey had 8 points coming out of qualifying, followed by Naoki, Saxon, and Jason all had 6. So it'll be interesting to see how they would then split the.
Who was the points? So walk me through here. Matt Harvey had how many points?
Matt Harvey had 8. Right?
Matt
so
Harvey had Naoki had how many?
Naoki had 6.
Okay.
Saxon
and
had
Moyes?
6. And Jason, I'm pretty sure, also had 6. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Then the next splitting point becomes first to win a battle. Then it is judges' deliberation on total battles. So yeah, it's going to get quite interesting.
Yeah.
In theory, it's no different to how it kind of like without the battle happening. It's no different to how a normal competition would function, simply because the judges are simply observing all the battles across the course of the event. So yeah, we'll get a result here. Christina Vithulkas on screen, our one of the real stars of the weekend, right? Christina is Australia's possibly we did deliberate this yesterday, world's potentially first paradrifter, drives by hand controls in her car. She is paralyzed, I think, from about C5 down. Asked her to tell me a story about herself that made her interesting, and she said to me, well, I used to jump 55 feet freestyle for fun on a motocross bike.
All right, there we are looking at Matt Harvey warming up the tires, and he is in the burnout box. All right, Naoki Nakamura and Matt Harvey. Like I said, I called it from yesterday. Matt Harvey is the guy to beat. The way the car is managing this track really properly. Naoki, hats off to him, but he is just running really hot. Hopefully the car stays together. You know, here he is, again, trying to do everything he can to keep that car cool.
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely going to be the toughest challenge that Harvey's faced so far. So this is going to give us a real good barometer in terms of how Matt Harvey is going to go in competition, because, as I pointed out earlier, Jared, he hasn't quite looked as comfortable in chase. But here we go, Jared. We're into the semifinals.
Yeah, here we go. Naoki Nakamura across the nose of Matt Harvey. That Volino S chassis. Matt Harvey drops in. Naoki a little bit shallow on that transition, maybe going across, but Matt Harvey adjusts so properly. Naoki comes up short in the outside zone. That throws off Matt Harvey, almost pitches out Harvey, but again, does have a good job there, a correction and straightening there by Naoki. So, like I said, this could be an outcome because of the overheating. The car, you know, again, running hot and maybe not running right.
Yeah, we sort of referenced a couple of different things earlier on in the broadcast, and one of the things we do know is that the radiator in the front of that car is actually quite small. I'm sure it's probably quite well designed and quite efficient, but it does lead to that car getting really hot. Now, Matt Harvey's had a whole lot of problems there, but then Naoki's come right down the track, and he's actually got out a drift, I think, in front of him and gone opposite lock before the end of the section. So does that become dual incompletes, or is that advantage chase car?
No, I would say that Naoki, you know, again, the judges have to decipher. I'm not gonna put anything in the judge's mind, but watch how short Naoki is. Now he cuts into the inside. Where's Harvey to go?
Yeah.
That's my knee-jerk reaction. Without saying too much, I think Naoki is a very fast, aggressive driver, but comparing that to his previous run, that wasn't on par with what we saw earlier from Naoki.
Yeah, nowhere to go, and also didn't complete the section as well. So you did see just towards the end of that shot there was about maybe 5-10 meters left of the section where Naoki wasn't actually at angle or drifting either. So that will result in some form of penalty. Now, I was going to say, I don't know whether they'll give us a result or what they will do out of this, but that will kind of lead us to who is. Well,
yeah, we would have to get a result here in order to go to the finals, and then third place will have that. But we'll do the trophy ceremony up top of the hill. Yeah. Warren, I'm going to as soon as if we have a victor in the finals, I'll jump in a golf cart. We'll go up top of the hill. Not only do we have 1, 2, and 3, we do have, again, bears repeating, the Levi Clark 324 Ever trophy, which is basically a skateboard from the, it's cool. It's got the history of Levi Clark's graphics and livery. So that is an independent award chosen by, you know, basically the World Time Attack International Drifting Cup people and staff. Squad, thank you.
The squad.
Yep. All right, little cold track here. We will see what happens.
Yeah, and then we've still got to see Saxon and Jason, don't we? We haven't.
Yeah, so Saxon Moyes, and we will see Jason Farron.
I think what's happened here is we've had a couple of the girls who were sitting on the dummy grid. They're ready to go. Carly Bell, custom imports. So Carly Bell with a final send maybe for the weekend here. She's done a great job, as Jared just represented with pride. Had a great time. Had a heap of fun. And as you learned, she was capable of washing her dishes and cleaning her kitchen and having a bath while in her race suit and helmet.
And I was poking fun at you. She showed me the video yesterday, and she was making light of, okay, I'm a woman, but she did it in her race suit and her helmet, in her gloves. She's reading. I love her reading a story to her daughter in bed with race suit, gloves, helmet. I thought that was funny.
All right, here we go, Christina. Let's see whether she does what she... Yesterday we saw Christina do this and she just threw donuts and it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
She's just out there having a good time, right? Like Christina, so if you actually look closely in the window there, Christina is driving by a hand control on her thumb. So again, repeating that, she is a para drifter. One of the first in the world, and it's certainly great to see her out here having a great time. And I can tell you what, that smile underneath her helmet, Jared, will be a mile wide, and it's great to see her getting a little bit of angle out of that car. And there it is, the finger out the window. She's had a great time here at the World Time Attack and the International Drifting Cup for 2025 as part of the Girls demo session.
Yep, she was ripping in her wheelchair yesterday at the signing, and here she is ripping in a drift car. And she said Rob Parsons, the chair slayer, was an inspiration to her. So you gotta love that. Again, elevating everybody, no matter the situation. So absolutely stoked to see, the girls out here, and again, just taking some downfalls, but definitely not defining them.
Well, I don't think the girls ain't done yet, because it's Sarah Jane Holland, followed by Drift Mama, Caroline Kajala, and Jess Shembry also ready to do final laps here, final sends for the girls. Then we'll go through our next semi-final. Then we'll go to the final, Jared. Then you'll be awarding the silverware, taking that podium selfie. Maybe we'll get the famous line.
Fired up. What's the famous line?
The famous line.
Chris Forsberg gets a win?
That's the one. one more time.
We'll see. But absolutely stoked to be here with you, Warren, man. Thank you again.
I appreciate you being here, Jared. As I say to you, each and every time I get the pleasure of working with you, you are an absolute wizard on the microphone, and I learn something each and every time I have a chat with you. Now, why is Matt Harvey just doing
What'd you learn from me this time? That like mid-chip ice cream?
No, you told me to shut up, actually. You told me to shut up. And it was probably the best thing ever, right? Like I honestly mean this with the greatest of respect. Being told to shut up by somebody with your credibility on my
shut
phone.
up, literally.
And what a Jared's great say, and I'm saying this for the benefit of anyone who's listening out there in Livestream land who happens to ever be given a microphone or whatever. Jared told me to shut up, and he said, just let it breathe.
Let it
just
breathe.
Let it breathe, right?
I did not say shut up. Let me clarify. I did not say shut up. I said you got to let it breathe.
Let it breathe, yes. You did
let
say
it
yes.
breathe. Let it breathe.
So I'm applying some liberal creativity to this to make a better story out of it. Hey,
it's ironic.
Look, we made up over an ice cream earlier.
Instead of let it be, I said let it breathe. Yes. And instead of Beatles, I'm going to beat you.
Yes.
So you shut your mouth, okay?
Beat me over the head with the ice cream spoon from before. How was that mint chocolate chip?
Mint
by
chip
the way?
was great. I loved that. I hope Robbie Nishida got some too.
Yeah,
some great food vendors here, by the way.
Yeah, we made up over an ice cream. Jared had an ice cream. I just watched him eat it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like Warren's got to leave now because he had ice cream.
He did offer to buy me one, but I said no. I said no because I didn't want to leave him all alone in the commentary box.
Some fantastic fans here, by the way, too. High fives and handshakes all around. Trading cards from fans, and again, just this is a great event. This is one for the books.
Naoki Nakamura has forfeited.
That's right.
That is huge news. So Matt Harvey, third year in a row, is in the final. Matt Harvey, third year in a row, is in the final. Yep. Who's he going to be up against?
But can he get it done? Can he convert this to an overall victory? Saxon Moyes won last year. He's in the final. He's going against Farron. He did have that contact with Mad Mike Woodette. Does that impede on the vehicle? But we do know Matt Harvey is in the finals. There we are taking a look at Saxon Moyes. Saxon's going to make his way over. Great look at 86. Love this car. Good livery overall. Love the kind of 80s, the louvers out back, those things, you know.
Those were stolen off the back of like a VK Commodore or something.
Ford Probe.
Ford Probe.
Yeah, I think
1975 Ford Falcon.
Okay, yeah, or like a 19, like again. I think my aunt had a 1980 Probe.
Actually, this just made me think about Summer Bash, because every time you come to Summer Bash, we had like the likes of Jake Jones come across, right? And they always talk about an AU Falcon burnout car for you, and yeah. So if anyone out there in Livestream land has an AU Falcon burnout car, that Jared and Squid can do a burnout, and they're pretty keen. So Farron and Moyes, which way do you favoured both of these drivers? You thought both of these two were going to be here, Jared. You did pick both these two. Again, as you referenced earlier, it's like you've seen this before.
Yeah, this is something, you know, maybe I'm Nostradamus. You were talking about, you know, you being Mad Mike. I got to tell you, Saxon's hard to beat right now. I think it's going to be Saxon and Harvey in the finals. I think Jason is still getting familiar with the car.
Interestingly enough, too, potential. Okay. So also potentially, Jared, an all Jay-Z podium. 3-2 Jays potentially, depending on what happens here.
Oh, here we go. Let's go back to the action, Saxon Moyes, and talking about Jason Farron. Look at this, Saxon all the way out there. Jason on the inside, placement of that Skyline wagon. Look at Saxon, brings it all the way out there. Good line from him, consistent angle, good smoke coming all the way through. So good job by Saxon. And look at Jason. Ooh, he's kind of lifted a leg on him, establishing dominance here. Not Dylan Hughes, Matt Field action there like Formula Drift, but let's take a look at it again. What do you think of car placement here?
Look, it's interesting. There's a lot going on here because both drivers, both at the top of their game here. A couple of 2JZs with high power there. I think Jason Ferran's probably ended up a little bit further to the inside than he wanted to be, and then that has caused him to fall back a little bit. And then Jason is probably sacrificing a little bit of angle to try and run up on a very fast car. I think he knew that Saxon Moyes was going to stretch the legs going up the hill there, and then Saxon's been able to create a little bit of distance here. There's not anything hugely wrong from either driver there. If I was calling it the old school way, I'd be going like 5.5 to 4.5. Maybe to Moyes at the moment. But knowing Jason Ferran, he's not going to take that lying down, and I expect to see the NOS read. I expect to see the NOS purge on the line. I expect to see 150% run from Ferran the next time out.
No way he's going to let this young buck do it. I'm a dad, I'm a husband. Yep. Jason, you can't, nope, not today, it says Jason Ferran. That's, I am totally in agreement with you there, Warren.
Yeah. Now, Jared, did we just get a confirmation that we will be announcing results without a podium?
No commentary. We're going to have the podium. It's going to all go down, but we're going to find out first who's going against Matt Harvey in the final. Jason Ferran across the nose of Saxon Moyes, but Saxon, look at that, lost in the smoke. Still keeps it consistent, and there Ferran uses all the course. Big angle from Jason Ferran. Saxon drops back into formation. Nice job from him.
He's gone off the track.
Oh boy, who's that? Saxon's
goes off the track, yeah.
Wow. All right, so we need to see that overhead and make sure we see what goes down here. Ferran, and you called it absolutely unhinged out front.
That's a perfect description. Unhinged is a great word. That was Jason Ferran effectively going, all right, young fella, you might have won last year, but I've got a brand new build. I've got the 2J Wags. I'm going to run out front as hard as I can. You come and catch me if you can. Saxon actually had to sacrifice angle twice there just to try and catch up, and then he's blazed it so hard at the hill. You watch this, you'll see a puff of dirt here, the old, to credit my mate Mazda Dirt Turbo. And that will be all I reckon it will take. Just that minor difference
that
there.
Little inch there, and that was Jason, and you called it, man. I think Jason Ferran said, nope, not today, I'm gonna get it. And he did exactly what I knew he needed to do. It's not official, but yeah, there it is. Jason Ferran gets the win. Jason Ferran gets the win. He is going to the finals against Matt Harvey. So check the tires, check the fuel, but the finals are set. Third place is TBD between Saxon Moyes and Naoki Nakamura. And again, that Levi Clark 3-2 forever trophy. So we are finding out from Dan Mackey on the line. Jason gets the win, but it's Harvey versus Ferran in the finals, and we'll find out again mathematically who gets third place.
It will be a judge's decision, Jared, based on both drivers went into the finals with 6 points. Both drivers also won in the first round, so it'll go back to a judge's count-back decision between Naoki Nakamura and Saxon Moyes. So that's going to be really interesting to see who that silverware goes to. Now, as Jared just said, that prize giving is going to be done without commentary, so the people on the hill are going to find out at the same time as we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I believe we're just going to, we'll see if we're just going to announce it here, and the trophies will be given out up atop the hill. But it has been one heck of a day. We have just a few more turns and burns as we are anticipating, and Andrew Walker up the top of the hill. He's excited, and you know, hopefully I got a bar open around here after this, bud. It's 10:30.
Yeah.
Hey the girls, one more time.
Sarah Jane Holland, S&M Performance, just trying to establish herself as a bona fide competitor for next year, and hey, with a few more laps under her belt and a bit more horsepower maybe out of the she does have an LS underneath the bonnet, but she has RB Life tattooed on her arm.
Really?
Yes, she showed it to me earlier, and she's like, do you want to cross this out and just write something on my arm?
LS are okay too. I would just add to it, like LSs are cool too.
Yeah, LS plus this plus 2J.
Plus LS plus RB.
Do you think we're getting an all 2J podium? What would be, so in your educated guess, if you were comparing Saxon and Naoki, which way would you go?
So what's Saxon running?
Saxon was...
What motor is he running?
Oh, 2J.
J2J. Yeah, and then Naoki's running what, 2J?
Naoki's got the V8.
Oh, that's right.
Go, Kim. Get it, Kim.
Yeah.
The girls. Drift Mama doing it for Lily and Lou. One final lap here at Sydney Motorsport Park. She's going to manji that all the way down this. She actually said to me earlier on the stage, she goes, you know what? I've never done a manji before.
Really?
She'd never done it until the lunchtime demo today, and she was absolutely fizzing on it. How cool. What an experience for these ladies. The Drift Mama out of New Zealand showing that mums can do it too.
I would say that Naoki overheating, I believe Naoki ran all his battles, right?
He did, yes.
I believe so. I don't think he had anybody step in for him. And I don't think Saxon did either.
Saxon,
I think they break the trophy in half. And
we cut one in half with the grinder. That was fun.
Do it.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah, if there's a grinder, you reckon we just do that?
If there was a grinder, I'll find it, cut that trophy in half, and I'll share it. There you go.
Oh, we're breaking into song here. It's karaoke time with Jared Deander. Available after.
My producer said, "Oh my God."
Available after 11 p.m. at the Alpha. Karaoke hour with Jared Deander.
Look, I mean, sorry. Shoot. What time is it at home for me? Let's be quite honest. I don't know. My oldest is it's 5:30 in the morning.
Is your oldest steaming again from a bar like last night?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, but he commented. Parker, shout out to Parker if he's watching right now, but I hope he should be asleep. But, all the deliriousness and lack of sleep just creates just a little punch drunk here. But I'll tell you what, World Time Attack absolutely delivers. Shout out to Ferris Q, who competed in Pro Spec this year, Formula Drift. He broke a record, so a fellow American out there throwing it down. And we didn't really elaborate about the actual time attack, but Ferris, like I said, he's my fellow American. So 1 minute 23 seconds, a new record, P1, the first international to ever set a record here at World Time Attack Challenge. So shout out to my boy Ferris with the Corvette. So that's definitely really, really cool. The carbon Kevlar HGK kit with the MoMA livery. So Ferris holding that trophy for his class. Very, very cool. All right, so there's Jason Farron in the Keep It Reeds Nissan making his way to the line. Matt Harvey should be good to go. And there he is. All right, let's enter that burnout box for our final battle of World Time Attack 2025 International Drifting Cup, brought to you by Garrett Advancing Motion. Thank you to Bosch. Thank you to Kazaya, Tony Bishop, of course, you, Warren, and our whole drift staff, our drivers, our teams, and of course you, the fans, for tuning in online or those at Celebration Hill. Warming up the hill, or warming up the tires, and we'll see if the Keep It Reed vehicle, Jason Farron there, the new livery, a new build, or Matt Harvey, who I said from the beginning was one to watch.
Yeah, can Matty Harvey finally shake the monkey off his back? He was very superstitious early. It was one thing he was not prepared to say to me. He was feeling good, he was feeling confident, but he wasn't prepared to state his case. Jason Farron, probably a little bit the opposite. Jason Farron would have been one of the guys who would just come and go, man, I'm just going to win this whole thing. I'm going home with that silver. I want that Jared Deander podium selfie.
Let's do it. George Michael Harvey. Can I get that monkey off the back?
Jared, I feel like there's one little thing missing.
Here we go. It is time. Our final battle is here. World Time Attack Challenge International Drifting Cup. Lick the stamp and send it. That's right. Celebration Hill for the final time here in 2025. Matt Harvey getting a little check from the start line. Jason Farron in that Keep It Reed Nissan. He is getting some advice from the starter. What's going on? What is going on?
Oh.
We got a time ordinance?
We have got a time ordinance, Jared. I genuinely have no idea what now happens.
It is defaulting to who gets up to the podium first. So
Maybe
we have a sound ordinance. This has never happened before in 20 plus years, but make some noise for them. The nitrous is spring, and it is Jason Farron and Matt Harvey, 1 and 2, and what an experience it's been. I believe our microphones are probably gonna turn off any moment. So on behalf of everybody, thank you, Warren. Appreciate
Thanks, Jared. We love having you here, my friend, and I hope to see you again next year.
Send it to end it.
Send it to end it.
And we are hearing that, again, Don't know if I should shout it out or not.
I think get it out. Let's get it out there to the people, Jared. Get it out there to the people. Who is our champion for 2025? It is...
Coming in first here, let's start with third. It is Naoki Nakamura. Naoki Nakamura gets third place. Naoki Nakamura gets third place, and I just want to make sure that we should announce it. What a fun event here. And in second place, it is Jason Farron. That means Matt Harvey is your winner. Congratulations. Matt Harvey gets the win. Jason Farron in second, and Naoki Nakamura in third. And again, that Levi Clark Award, I would say, would go to Mad Mike Woodette. The Never Lift Award going to Mad Mike Woodette on behalf of Levi Clark and celebrating his legacy. 3-2 forever. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Warren.
Thank you, Jared. And I just want to say one final thing, because we're paying tribute to Levi Clark, but I want to pay tribute to another great man. We have a Tasmanian victor, Mozza, mate. Tasmania has the trophy one final time. Smash carrots for everyone. Jared Deanna, thank you so much for being here at the International Drifting Cup for 2025. I'm Warren Sear saying good evening for Jared and myself.